diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. Yeah, we Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairin', gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, then find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. To the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairin' on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairin' on it, flaring on it.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flair, son up, baby.
Hey yo, Scotty, we back.
Yo,
Appreciate you for reaching
you a
out.
star.
I'm like, hey, it's outspoken, a lot changed. Granted, the concept we still hosting. Giving you the fix you need when on the screen. The veteran, Captain Petty, giving you medicine. Come tap in, you know Scott gon' do what he do. Might not want to hear it, but here go the hard truth. Perry about the numbers, regret if you're not fact-based. When you run your lane, the numbers seem like a statue. Wait. Hey, Scotty, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't think the people feeling it. Let me get in my bag a little bit, just showing what this outspoken really about to be like. Outspoken, this is more than conjecture. These days they land people are so glad that we got our own. Hunger insatiable, made for you if you say you objective. Hard truth offering, no offense, just perspective. Come get your dosage and go with me. We spit it like poetry. The pivot was pivotal. Could rhyme here, but I'd rather not. Some say Scotty, some call him Scott. The best one since Stewart. If you know, then you know. But if you don't, then you lost. Let me be frank for a minute, cause we all know that's how Perry be. Break it down the game for what it was. No apologies. This my hypothesis. You tune in, you like watching it. It's common sense, obvious, competent, rugged, and confident. Hey, we outspoken. We outspoken. We outspoken. This is outspoken, and we gon' put on a show, even if we hear you say I can't stand. It's outspoken.
Hey, backpack. I think we got another one. They think we can do.
What is going on, everybody? everybody. You already know what it is. Happy Tuesday, May 21st. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. Listen, you know what it is. Back with another one. My man Perry came on last night. Was like, Scotty, man, you know, I'm down. We can do something in the morning. I said, let's make it happen. So you already know. Listen, my brother from another, Perry White. That dude hard. That dude go hard. Do. Yeah, that's really it's pretty fire if I do say so myself. Hey, Perry, what's going on, man? Good to see you again.
Man, it was all good up until a couple hours ago.
What happened?
A punk ass wasp stung me on my hand.
A wasp?
Oh, wasp.
You got stung?
I got stung.
Did you put some on it? Like, I just can we see it? Yeah,
Oh, it's good. You know.
Let me blow you up so people can see it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Oh, you're not allergic or nothing, like?
No, it's good. Yeah, that's enough.
Dang.
You know, it got me.
I feel like Bad Boys. He's like, damn, I was doing a lot of shooting. Somebody shot you in the ass. Someone shot you in the ass.
I was in the backyard trying to do some yard work, man. I have rose bushes in the backyard, so.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Rose Bushes.
Well, whatever. And I'm trimming them up, and all of a sudden, man, something light me up, and I'm like, what the? I dropped everything. I'm talking about light me up. I just dropped it. I'm like, punk ass walks.
He said hornets on that ass already.
Yeah, whatever. And you know, for me at that point, I went to war with everything I saw. I said, no, yeah. I came in the house, I got the spray. Anything I saw had to go.
Gots to go.
Gots to go. I was letting it.
You gotta pay because of him. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even on that. I wasn't even on that dime today. But now
I wasn't even on that. But I went full metal J. Everybody had to go.
I'm standing on business.
Good on it.
I'm standing on business.
Oh, man.
Shot the block up. Everybody had to go.
I don't know who did it.
I don't know who did it, but everybody got to get it. I'm talking about. What he said, I'm about to go to my car. I'm gonna get my other gun.
Don't be back. Don't be here when I get back.
Man, punk ass wasp, man, got me too. It happened out of nowhere, so I'm just like, damn. Because you know that you ever been stung by a wasp?
No, I never been stung.
Really?
Nah.
So my whole life, I go through childhood and everything, never been stung. But now, like the past 2-3 years, I've been stung by a wasp like 2 or 3 times.
Damn.
I don't know what they own with me, but they own it.
Hey, you do kind of look like an ABA basketball player right now with the headband, the old Dr. Julius and Dr. J and stuff. You remember NBA Street?
I do remember NBA Street.
Oh my God, that was the game. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh man, I remember. Oh man, that's.
I put it on. I said I figured they'll find something to say about it. I promise you. I threw on my Southern jersey and I threw this. And I said they'll find something. That'll get the chat going all of a sudden since they like to roast and get on me. So
yeah.
You know, but that punk ass wasp, listen. You don't want to get stung by a wasp, Scotty.
You know, the thing that kills me with wasps is that, you know, they can sting you and they can just keep living. Like, you know, so they say like when bees sting you, they die because they lose their stinger or whatever. Like wasps be like, and it just keep it pushing.
The first time I ever got stung by one was in my back. Yeah. I got up out of I'm sure all my neighbors was like, what the hell going on? Because I let out a war cry. I was, whoa, the fuck? Got out my shirt. I was just out there, no shirt, everything, just like, what the hell? Looked around, saw a little what had to go. Second time, I'm out walking one day, walking the neighborhood early one morning. I walk along a fence line and one caught me right in my chest. And then the third time was today in my hand. So.
You know what? I don't even want you to talk about it because I just feel like you're setting me up to get stung by one. Because then now I'm gonna come in here like a month later, Perry. Ah, dang, boy, you didn't jinx me. I finally got stung, and I'm like, oh man, this is painful. And I don't even know if I'm allergic or nothing like that because I ain't never been stung. So
Oh,
my,
you know when one gets you,
my
it's fire.
son got stung by a bee, and boy, you would have thought somebody chopped his finger off. He was crying and screaming and yelling. That boy is petrified of bees. Now he see a bee, he go the complete opposite way. The whole street blocked off. If he see a bee, he like, I can't go down there. I'm gonna go
One
this
got my son one day. We was at the pool, got him on his ear, and he just got to screaming and yelling and crying. What the hell wrong with you? He before he can even. It took him about 10 minutes before he could talk because he was just crying. Then I saw it swell up. I was like, oh, okay, you got. So
I thank God that I have an elite ability to get away from bees and wasps and all that, hornets and all that type of stuff. But listen, if you want an elite way to start your morning, get yourself some Elite 15 coffee, veteran-owned, black-owned business, high tolerance premium coffee. Make sure you go to the Elite 15 link in the description below. You know what, Miss Lloyd? Perry wanted to talk SWAC. Let me just keep it a buck. Perry wanted to talk SWAC baseball. I said, Perry, I'm not talking SWAC baseball. Bamas don't even care about SWAC basketball. You think I'm gonna talk about SWAC baseball? So I'm gonna just be honest. Perry put it on the topic. I was like, man, we're not talking about that. Man, ain't nobody gonna care.
Well, the most I was gonna say was, I mean, the least we could do. SWAC baseball tournament starts this week in Atlanta.
There you go.
We didn't do nothing else but just look at the game lineups, who 1 through 4 seeds out the East, 1 through 4 seeds out the West, and we ain't got to break it down, coaches, players, but matchups within themselves. So
see, you just did it. You just did it. Look
That's
how
it?
Look how fast that was. Look how fast that was. Bam. In Atlanta. If you it's probably at Georgia Tech. Is that Georgia Tech? Because last year was at Georgia. Last year was at Georgia Tech. It was beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful.
That might be the location. I know this will be the second year in Atlanta.
Oh, it's beautiful. That absolutely. Georgia Tech Stadium, the one they use for the baseball, absolutely beautiful. Parking is literally like right across the field. It's absolutely amazing. I took my kids there last year, so.
It's so far though. I enjoyed it best when it was in New Orleans. It was hopping. You skip right up the road for me, so I had an opportunity to go to them. But Atlanta, me personally, I guess they're looking for the city of Atlanta to come out being the HBCU mecca of alums. So I guess they're looking for HBCU fans to come out and support. So if y'all in Atlanta this week, I think the first game is tomorrow. So, if you guys are in Atlanta, go make sure you check out the SWAC baseball. We talk about support. I'm not going to degrade it and say don't. Go support some SWAC baseball and let's see who comes out and gets that invitation to the NCAA tournament, go to a regional.
It's actually, listen, I don't watch it consistently, but the tournament was really entertaining. I mean, I'll tell you, a couple teams that I was entertained with was Jackson, Bethune, and FAMU. Those were the teams that really had my interest. Grambling, I don't know if Grambling's in the tournament this year, but they
are.
That 5-star guy, who flipped his commitment from I think LSU or Nebraska or whatever. He's at Grambling, the 5-star player they got. The reason I like. So now we're talking SWAC baseball. Here you go, Perry.
Well, do this then before we get into it.
I'll bring up
to the SWAC.org page and let's just look at the matchups that's happening.
Let me see. Close. And let me apologize, guys. My allergies are acting up. Yes, it's at Georgia Tech. And I have a so you're gonna see me with my rag because my allergies are killing me. Oh my god, this picture is so ass, bro. Jesus Christ, the SWAC can't do shit right, bro. I swear to God.
What's wrong?
Let me show you this. It's like ants can't read. Only ants can read this, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. Who's supposed to read that? I'm trying to, let me see.
Yeah, you might have to click on it, then go down, and then it has the matchups.
Yeah, but look.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
But
if you go down, it has the matchups. Go scroll. I think if you continue to scroll down, it has the word. Yeah, right there.
All right, so game 1, Bethune. The people that are in it: Bethune, Prairie View, Grambling, Alabama State, Texas Southern, Jackson State, FAMU Southern. So, let me zoom this in for you guys. I apologize. I'm over here reading it like y'all can read it like I read it. All right, let me take this banner down. All right, so yeah. So there you go. Tomorrow, Bethune-Cookman, Prairie View, Grambling, Alabama State, Texas Southern, Jackson. So pretty much every team that was in it last year is in it again this year. But the reason I like Jackson State is I like the way they play baseball. They play like that old white. No, I won't say old white people. Like if you had a white coach who's all about like getting on base and then base running, like that's how Jackson is. There's a lot of steals, a lot of hit to runs, a lot of like they just like nickel and dime you. You know what I'm saying? To try to get runs. I thought that was pretty cool. FAMU to me is like the Atlanta Braves. They're just exciting to watch. They're just exciting to watch. I mean, the personalities they have, the pitching that they have, they're just excited. They're just exciting to watch. Point blank, period. And Bethune-Cookman, them Bama's can hit. If they can't do nothing else, them Bama's can hit the cover off the ball. So, but that was last year. I don't know if that's still the same style of play. So, it is what it is, man. But yeah.
Swag baseball. Hey, I like it, man. And how about Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman in year 2? And the swag last year came down to both of them, and look at them, 1 and 2 coming out of the East. So, shout out to them coming in, making their presence felt early when you talk about swag baseball.
There you go.
And then I saw somebody asking about swag softball. So I saw Jackson State this past week. I went to the Jackson State game against LSU.
How was that?
I was actually impressed with Jackson State in game 1 against LSU. They lost, I think it was 3-0, 3-0, 5-0, 1 of the two. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I was impressed with the pitching by Jackson State. They just couldn't get on the bag. It was just a tough day of hitting, but it was a great day of pitching. Couple infield errors that hurt them in that game against LSU, but then they went on to play the next day against Cal and got ran out the baseball stuff, the softball stadium. It was 15-0 against Cal. LSU ended up winning it all. They played Southern Illinois for the championship for the Baton Rouge Regional. So I did go check out Jackson State. I had an opportunity. I saw Rob J chopped it up with him.
Yeah.
Met Ashley Robinson. He and I met for the first time in person formally. So, it was good to check them out and see them in action.
Yeah. Let me say this. I think, man, I know we talk about SWAC. Morgan State lost 1-0 to I think it was the top seeded team in the tournament. I would have loved to have been at that game to see how that played out. 1-0 to one of the top teams in the tournament. Man, so shout out to Morgan State, the girls at the softball team for putting up a valiant effort, man. That would have been probably one of the biggest upsets in softball history. So it is what it is. She said LSU was ranked number 9. So
they hosted a regional, so it was the Baton Rouge Regional. So it was LSU, Southern Illinois, Cal, and Jackson State. So Jackson State, being the 4th seed, had to take on LSU day 1, and then they found themselves in the loser bracket. Southern Illinois pulled off an upset for a lot of people, beating Cal in the game 2. So, that was in game 1, and LSU and Jackson State played in game 2. So, but Southern Illinois found themselves back in the championship game for the regional against LSU, but LSU just had too much, man.
Too much. All right, let's get into a little hot and viral. Hot and viral. Now, sail the clothes away. I know y'all members are like, Scotty, what are you talking about?
Scotty, what are you talking about?
Let's go to
vacation is fast approaching, and if you, like many travelers, are considering a cruise, there is one option you may not have thought about. It requires little packing because it's clothing free or clothing optional.
All right, let's break it down quite simply. There are cruises specializing in the bare necessities, so to speak.
Chief Transportation Correspondent May-Kay Beeler joins us to discuss why new cruises are making waves with the growing popularity. Good morning, May-Kay.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. All right, kids, close your eyes, close your ears. This is not for you. No, no, no. Nude cruises have an adults-only policy. You're not going to see children on board. The demographic on nude cruises is wide, with adults of all ages sailing. Now, according to the American Association for Nude Recreation, or AARN, nude enthusiasts tend to be active, college-educated people between the ages of 35 and 65 who enjoy outdoor activities. Now, many nude cruise passengers, they return again and again on repeat voyages. Activities are your typical cruise ship activities, but also include art classes with nude models, body painting lessons, themed parties, and more. Now, folks, these are not sex or swinger cruises. Those fall under a different category.
Oh, okay. Different category. for
Now, Perry.
Yeah, for me.
Would you, my good brother? Because I told Key, I said, babe, if I wasn't married, I would. Boy, how much? How much? I'm on there now. There is a couple rules. I didn't let the video play all the way. I mean, I cut the video short when I was recording it, but there is a few rules. There is no excessive staring. All right. You have to wear clothes to go to the dining hall. So like when you have like the dinners and stuff like that, you have to wear clothes in the dinner area. Everything else is optional. There is no videotaping or photography in the public areas. But other than that, or you be good, Perry. You know, you be wearing them shades.
Oh boy, I'm talking about. Look, Ray Charles. You think? Listen, I will be down for it. I don't have a problem with a nude cruise. It's just, how do you not be like this? You know, I have a hard enough time going to the grocery store and they end up with them leggings and compression shorts, and I'm walking through the store, got me on the aisle. I don't want nothing on that aisle. I'm just, you ever tried this before? What you think about this brand? So I can only imagine on the cruise with everybody being out, but sound like a good time to me. I just hope it's not like 50 and 60 and up that you will. And no shame to the 50 and 60-year-olds. There are some nice 50 and 60-year-olds out there, but I mean, this is the thing. They say, it's not one of those sex cruises, but how could it not be? Especially if you get the alcohol package and you get full of that drink. I mean, what if it's a tight spot and I gotta squeeze by you right quick, and I'm like, oh, excuse me, and I'm
my bad. You know what I'm saying? Whoo! Hey, listen, man.
You got bushes, some landing strips, some
hearts, all that.
Oh man,
yeah, it'd be crazy. Yeah, I just want to know what it's gonna smell like. It's just because it's just a lot of
you gotta wash your ass.
This is a lot of stuff going on there. Just a lot of stuff there. But yeah, that's nude cruise.
With any HB, how they be talking about, we doing these cruise with HBCUs. Would it be a HBCU nude cruise?
It's no way you can have an all black nude cruise. Ain't no way. Too much foolishness. Like I think if a good balance between white and black, I think it makes it all black people. First of all, you're not going to sell out every room. Okay. That just, it ain't going to happen. Okay.
There's going to be a lot of ass twerking everywhere. Hey.
But the people who show up, they going to show up.
On that cruise, all you got to hear is for the 99-2000. It's over.
It's over.
That juvenile.
Man, listen.
Back that ass. Hey, it's over.
Listen, please back it up. Right? That is just going to be crazy. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, they need a lot of penicillin shots on this cruise.
A lot of penicillin shots.
Yeah. So do you show up naked to get on the cruise?
Oh, Perry, you come on the board. You can't.
Okay, so do they give it a net once we pull off? Like, all right, everybody can get naked. And then as the cruise going away, when people be waving at the cruise and stuff, you just gonna wave at a bunch of naked people?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Where that cruise leaving out of?
I think it's Florida. I think it leaves out of Florida.
Not New Orleans. Okay.
He said sponsored by Trojan.
Please.
No, the black one's gonna be sponsored by Magnum. Is that made by Trojan? It's probably made by Trojan too.
Yeah.
Either way. But yeah, I thought that was.
So you would go
if I wasn't married. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I'll have my. You know, you can pay. You can do down payments for cruises. So I would start paying now to go.
Would you be down for a new cruise with your spouse?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No. My wife.
I know Cannon on the Pivot. He always talks about going to like new
him and his wife going to Louis. Listen, my wife just got too much. She just got too much. She just got too much stuff. Like she got the top, she got the bottom. Like, nah, I'm not.
And what's she gonna do? Smack you every time you look to the left or every time you look to the right?
No, it's not even about it. See, I wouldn't even be able to enjoy myself because I'm worried about who looking at what I got.
I don't even think you would be. I think you'd be too focused looking around.
Nah, bro. Cause you for me, like I'm not the jealous type, right? But it just be like you start thinking about everybody looking at yours. I'm looking at yours, but now you looking at mine. It just nah, I'm good. I'm good. If it was like a boyfriend and girlfriend type thing, I probably wouldn't be tripping. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, you know.
Boyfriend, girlfriend type what?
Like if I went with a boyfriend or girlfriend type thing.
Oh, okay.
Like if Key was my girlfriend, yeah. I would be more open to that like in the early stages of girlfriend and boyfriend because it ain't.
You might lose on that cruise, or she might lose you on that cruise.
That just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't meant to be. You know what I'm saying?
And how do you explain that? Like you meet somebody on a cruise and you may invite them to the room to pick up something. And you walk in and you see them both naked, and it's just like, what the hell going on? And it may not be nothing going on at all. Like, yeah, I was just showing him this, or I was just showing her this, and it's like, how do you explain that?
Because to me, listen, you can't even say if you go to a nudist anything and say y'all was having a conversation about what y'all talking stocks?
Yeah, could be.
This is just naked talking stocks.
Could be talking some HBCU shit.
No,
yeah, she went to Southern too, babe. You know, like, hey, we were just talking about thinking the Snicker pageants back in the day.
This stuff just flapping, to having conversation. Nah, you just no. Oh yeah, so oh, you like to sing? Oh, you sing? Yeah, I sing. We both naked.
I just can't imagine once them alcohol packages kick in on that cruise with everybody naked where it's gonna go.
That's the whole point. You pay for it. Enjoy it.
Woo.
Somebody said she played the trombone.
Yeah, she was in the band. Shoot. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Played the trombone. All right.
Sell the clothes away. I love that. Listen to the screws. Like, hit me up, man. I do some promotion, do some marketing. All right. Next on Hot and Viral. Tennessee State will host North Carolina A&T on August 30th, 2025 in Nashville, Tennessee. North Carolina A&T will welcome Tennessee State University to Truist Stadium on September 9th, 2028. How does that work? Tennessee State will host North Carolina. Welcome. Dang, they got to take them 3 years to go back?
It'd be like that sometime with those home and
homes.
Yeah, you'll go somewhere 1 year, then you'll have to wait because they may already have their schedule set together for non-conference in 2026 and 2027. Then you'll have that open spot to be able to return that home game for them in 2028.
That's
what you think about this matchup though of the
I love it.
Of cousins.
I love it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen when the cousins get together. It's always a great time. I want to see. I know it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be packed because neither one of these Bama see enough black people. So they just like this time to get up and get out. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a great matchup.
It's like when you in one of them all white communities and you finally run into a black person at the store.
That's
like, bro, where you live at?
That's me.
Where you like that? You finally see somebody, and I'm curious the payout for both schools because money got to be involved with a home and home. I assume what they're paying each other to do this. I'll be curious to see when that comes out, if it ever comes out of.
How would they be paying each other? Like you get the home money, and then I get the home money. It should be equal. It shouldn't be a payment scheme for this.
I would want something in return.
Why? We both FCS. Why I gotta pay you?
I mean, McNeese paid Southern to come play at McNeese.
Oh, well, look. There you go. Blue just says, "Nah, I need the same outrage if that was McNeese with Southern. They better have that return date by 2026." But I'm excited for the matchup. I that 3 year wait. People gonna forget. You gonna forget. You gonna be like, "Oh shoot, they did do a home and home." 3 years. 3 years. That's crazy.
I guess since it's not like a rivalry matchup, but it's just a schedule
HBCU.
filler of HBCU. So, and I'm pretty sure on August 30th, now because Tennessee State normally will find an HBCU to play for homecoming, but that'll be the first game of the season.
Yeah, that's early. That's like, that's early out of conference game. Same thing with September 9th. They're both early out of conference games.
They will probably dub that maybe in Tennessee State, maybe the John Merritt Classic, maybe on that day.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm just speaking. They normally will play an HBCU for that John Merritt Classic up there at Tennessee State. But I want to know, A&T fans, are you happy somebody look like you coming to town?
Yeah. Listen, they'd be happy with anybody. Dave Aggie says A&T has their schedules covered through the decade. Made the most sense. Jesus Christ, man. Y'all must be overplanning. For the decade? For the decade? That's crazy. That's wild.
I like the matchup though. I really do.
I do too. And if I'll say this, if Eddie George keeps Tennessee State trending in the way that he has them, this match, because I don't think A&T. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think A&T NCAT's ever gonna get off the mat. I really don't. As long as they in the CAA, they gonna stay on the mat. That's just my personal belief. So, but the way Tennessee State is trending, this game could be just really cool for Tennessee State. I don't think it's gonna have any like, oh my God, look at this matchup, because I don't think NCAT's ever gonna get off the mat. Yeah. I really don't believe that. So it's just one of those things. Like,
is this TV worthy?
No.
Not for that August 30th to start the season. It's not worthy of television.
No. Because if this is the MEAC A&T, absolutely. Like the dominant A&T that everybody had come to see and come to know, absolutely. But the A&T and the CAA, this ain't even worthy. This ain't even worth my time. Now, like Dave said, it'll be on Flow Sports, which is where it should be. But ESPN or a nationally broadcasted game, absolutely not. I wouldn't waste my broadcasting money on that.
Aggies versus Tennessee State. I like that.
No, I definitely think the game would be dope though. So, shout out for y'all to putting it together. All right. Last but not least, get on this struggle bus. Get on this struggle bus. Caitlin Clark she's on a 4-game losing streak. In her last 4 games, she scored 17 points, 22 points, 9 points, and 20 points.
I actually watched the game last night with her.
I watched most of the only one I didn't watch this last one. She made 20, but I watched the last 3 of them.
It was a really damn good game. It was a packed house. It literally came down to the last play of the game. It was a damn good game, but I think they had video recording or audio. You can hear her complaining to the coach about teammates. The coach was speaking of in post game saying, she's so used to taking these deep threes, that at some point she's going to have to realize we can't live and die by that as a team. It's not about her. But she's still getting hurt at the end of the day. I know it's a team sport, but 17-22, I mean, 9 points to her worst in 20. That's fair amount. That's really good.
I think when you look at it, if you look at it if you isolate it, yes. But if you look at the shots, I mean, she's taking for the 17 points, she took 15 shots to get 17 points.
And one last night, she pulled up from the logo and drained it last night. But she's playing big girl ball too. She got cleared out last night on did you see it?
Yeah, that screen, that thing.
Yeah, that screen. Oh man, she got cleared completely out. I think frustration is kind of settling in on her with the game, but give her in due time, I think she'll be able to adjust. Were the expectations too high? not for me because I didn't set high expectations. Anytime you leave what they consider amateur sport and you go to professional league, regardless if you want to look down on WNBA or not, there's a transition. I think eventually, I mean, as she's still getting her points, it's not like she's just getting 9 points a night or 6 points a night. She's still able to put up 20 points twice, 17 knocking on the door at 20, and then that one bad night of 90. And you see the blowout, it was 102 to 66. But other than that, I think in due time, as she begins to transition and get a little bit better to evolve with the WNBA game, I think she'll be all right.
Yeah,
she's a competitor.
The issue to me, and I see it in her game, is she doesn't know it's either layup or three. There is no mid-range. Like, I've seen her have an open mid-range shot, dribble back out to the three, and shoot the ball. Like, I've seen it. And I really think it limits her because teams know she's not going to come off a down screen and catch it on the elbow and shoot. And Dave is right. The girl cannot play defense. Oh, she's a liability on the defensive end. She be looking like Russell Westbrook just stuck in the paint. Like, who am I supposed to rotate to? So, it's.
I mean, speaking of somebody who can score a lot of points, Carmelo Anthony was like that. Don't expect for him to get back on D. He looking for the next pass up the court. I mean, so there are plenty of players that are offensive players, but don't expect much out of defense. I don't expect, because we've never heard much about her defensively, right? She's known strictly by being an offensive basketball person, is who she is, a shooter. So, I just say give her time. But, I mean, those numbers aren't bad. 17, 22, that 9, okay. But in 20, that's not bad.
I don't
think that's bad at all.
I know people aren't going to like this. I don't think Aaliyah Boston's that good either, if I'm being honest. She doesn't wow me. When I see her play in this league, she does not wow me. I don't want to say even I'm more surprised at Angel Reese, how she looks in. Like, I thought she's not wowing you with the numbers because she doesn't start all the time, but she looks like she can hang with him, right? Like, she just looks like she can hang with him, and I'm really surprised about that, of just her build and everything like that. But my thing is, Aaliyah Boston isn't really that girl to me in this league. Like, she looks really undersized. It's surprising. Like, in college, she looked towering, but in the WNBA, she looks a little undersized, and she doesn't really know how to work around the basket. It's really awkward how she plays it. But that's just my little 2 cents.
I think to show really how tough the WNBA league is, what was the young lady from Jackson State who got drafted? She got cut.
Yeah, Angel Jackson.
I think it just goes to show that the WNBA is a tough league if you have to play that night in and night out. So to see Caitlin doing what she do, hey, just hang in there. I think as time go on, she transitions. She'll get better with her game, but she's still bringing her A game to WNBA. It's just she's under the microscope so much. Any little thing that she's doing, we're going to see it. And whether
it's master base. And listen, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Every WNBA player should be thanking Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
because, I mean, they said the New York Liberty finally made revenue on the game, on the tickets.
They put the game on the main ESPN network last night.
Everybody should be bowing down to Caitlin Clark. Point blank period. And Angel Reese as well, because Angel Reese has brought celebrity status and stuff like that. So let me not just act like it wasn't. It's like 70% Caitlin Clark, 30% Angel Reese, but everybody needs to be thanking Caitlin Clark. Charter flights and all this new stuff that they getting, and the CBA agreement, the collective bargaining agreement is about to get renegotiated. So, they. And I kind of agree with, I know this is going to sound stupid. I kind of agree with Gilbert Arenas, though. Like, they need to let Caitlin Clark score 40 and 30 a night. Like, they just need to let it happen. Like, you stop everybody else, but let Caitlin Clark get hers, because that's what's going to keep the game exciting.
But you got that competitive nature. Like, what was one of the WNBA players was saying, she could do that in college, but wait till I think you got a lot of the egos. It's a game of want to win. Those WNBA players want to go out there and D up and show her, like, hey, this is a whole new league. Welcome to it. So you're going to have that competitive nature if everybody wanting to take her on as well.
I'm not going to lie. Rocky's right. When I first watched, because I haven't watched a WNBA game in I don't know how long, probably since Cheryl Swoops was playing or something like that. My thing is, they are super physical. Like, they're more physical than the NBA. Like, I'd be like, that ain't a foul? Like, I really, they be bumping and slapping, and I'd be like, that ain't a foul? I'm like,
Taylor Clark be out there getting beat up.
I'm like, that ain't a foul? I'd be looking, I'm like, damn, that ain't a foul. That's all I be asking myself, because when you watch the NBA, it's like any little touch. Wait. So now I'm watching the WNBA, I'm like, that ain't a foul? That looked like a foul to me. Like she chopped her whole head off. Like, that ain't a foul. Get up, play again. So it is what it is, man.
Each other out. So
I'd be surprised by it. I ain't even gonna hold you.
In due time, she'll be all right.
Hopefully. I mean, they need it. They need it. I like it though. I mean, the WNBA, it's exciting. Like watching it, I'm like, oh, this isn't so bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of. I think that's what Caitlin is doing, is just opening the eye. It's the same thing Dion did to HBCU football, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Like, it's the same thing. You bring in people who haven't watched the sport before. Now it's on the WNBA to how do you capitalize these new viewers that are now watching the game for Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese, right? How do we capitalize that? How do we grow from there? And we'll see how WNBA maneuvers through that. But, as of right now, they're doing okay.
Can I change the subject real quick?
Go ahead.
Jackson State, did y'all ever get that $1 million check from Diddy?
I'm petty.
And if y'all did, do you get it back? Or is it spent? Do you get that $1 million back? Is that a legit question? I mean, man got on national television and pledged $1 million to Jackson State. I don't know. Did y'all ever get that check? Did it clear? Did he ever come in the mail? Did he deposit that? What happened? And if you did, do you give it back, considering everything that's going on? Do your morals say, you know what? We don't want this money? Or does Jackson State just publicly come out and just say, no, I know Diddy mentioned us, but we good on it?
I would only take the half. I wouldn't take the other half. And I ain't gonna hold you. If he gave me half of the $1 million, I'm gonna keep the half. You can keep the. I'm not giving that back.
You ain't giving it back.
That's not gonna save Cassie. That ain't gonna save Cassie, right? Like, you already did what you did. You already done your dirt. You gotta
stand on something. Do you stand on business though?
Yeah, not taking the other money. I ain't gonna take the extra money. You know what I'm saying? Because now I really can't be associated with you. But I'm gonna take the first half. Hey, what? That ain't had nothing to do with me.
It's an association.
We are. I'll be like, we are a low resource institution.
Okay. Hell no, we ain't giving that money back.
Are you asking a low resource institution to give back $500,000? You out your cotton picking about that money is spent. Okay, that money is accounted for. Unlike FAMU, we got that check. Okay, they were playing with play money. They was over there with monopoly money.
Yeah.
We actually got $500,000 and we spent that.
Okay.
Two, listen, this is how I'll pitch it. Two, to give back, okay, to the underprivileged of Black people.
However you want to spend it. I just had that question. I just wanted to know. I had thought about that. I was like, I wonder, did he give them the money? And did they look at that and be like, you know what, should we, with all of the turmoil that's going on, should we get that money back? Or do they just keep moving every day and ignore it?
Have you seen that Dave Chappelle episode when he was like, what about the oil? He's like, bitch, you cooking? And he's like, and he slaps over, hey, let's get out of here. Like that's how I would be in the press conference. If I was the president of Jack State, they'd be like, Mr. Scott, are with all the recent accusations against Diddy, are you planning to give the $500,000 back? I said, who we are Indian givers now? Let's get out of here.
Yeah, what money?
What money?
Yeah, what money?
Yeah, I'm not, man. Stop it, man. I would be. Hold on, let me find that Dave Chappelle episode. Is this right here? This would be me. I'll be like, what? Man, we out.
What about people who say you're only interested in the Middle East for oil?
What? Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking?
Come on, y'all. Let's get out of here. Y'all.
Let's go.
Oil. Bitch. I said, bitch, you cooking? That is exactly how I would be. Oh, I'm gone. Hey, Rocky, coming to you.
Hey, I put it like this. If Cassie didn't get her money back, Jackson State didn't get her money back.
Well, she got the money because of her abuse. Like she got paid because of her abuse. Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson State didn't get abused.
Yeah, that's the whole point, Rocky. Like why? Like Cassie deserves.
No. So what I'm saying is, Jackson State don't deserve the money Diddy promised.
That's why I said they get
to said on national television.
Yeah,
that he was gonna get that money to Jackson State.
I mean that's why I said, I would keep half the million, and the other half I don't want it. I'm not taking that. You know what I'm saying? But
no. Matter of fact, I would, if I was Diddy's PR firm right now, I would. He probably can't buy his good graces back to white people's life, but I believe he can buy his good graces back in black people. And if he was on a campaign of donating to HBCUs all over the country, we would let him back in the family again, probably, believe it or not.
Ooh, that's a slippery slope.
No, I'm being honest with you. If this man publicly repent, right? Remember, Marion Barry got caught smoking.
Well, don't even that. I'm from the DMV. Don't play with Marion Barry like that. Marion Barry he is like a DC staple, and that was him smoking crack in his own body. He didn't hurt nobody. That's him smoking crack.
It ain't like he smoked the crack and blew it in a child's face.
You know what I'm saying? Or he was selling crack to kids. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't doing none of that. He was smoking crack.
As long as this is the only thing that they find on Diddy, if they don't find no child trafficking, if they don't find no sexual assault, they don't find nothing else on Diddy, I believe he can buy his way back into the good graces of black people. He may not be as celebrated as he was as an icon and a entrepreneur and a tastemaker, but certainly he can come back to a respectable status.
I don't think so.
Down
black folks are dragging them the worst on social media
in a major way.
Yeah, I disagree on that one.
Yeah, I think it's our people dragging them the most. The white folks I don't think they too messed up about Diddy. But for us, we're the ones dragging them, especially when they was talking about the whole Meek Mill thing with him, and then this video came out. Folks are taking this serious. This is nothing lightly where we can just forget about it. I think, especially in this age of digital media, it's going to keep reoccurring. It's going to keep coming back up. I don't know if he can buy himself back into our good graces as a.
I'd like to see him try to buy some love, though. I'd like to see him try to.
That was his new name for a good while. Love. Diddy Love, that's what he called himself. Hey, but appreciate the call.
Brother Love. Get it right now. All right, man. I'm out of
it. And who will be just accepting checks from Diddy?
Huh?
If he tries to do that, will that make your institution kind of put a question mark, like accepting a check from him at this point?
Yeah, Howard got to give all that money back. Howard got to give all that money back. I ain't even gonna hold you. Howard, you know what Howard about to do? He is no alum of the prestigious. Everybody loved Diddy. Everybody Diddy Howard Diddy, right? That's gone.
I don't think they'll denounce him. They'll just go quiet about him. They're not gonna denounce him. Now they just not gonna give him up. They just won't say nothing at all. They're not gonna say Diddy. Who is that? They just gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember him. That's what they'll do more. They not just gonna get rid of him.
All right. Yeah. I wouldn't.
No more homecomings for Diddy, okay?
None. Absolutely. He can't. He got no privileges at Howard.
Yeah, just no more homecomings. Don't show up to no concerts, no after parties, none of that, Diddy. Nothing sponsored.
He done. He's absolutely done. But listen. To me, watching that video, and somebody said Chris Brown and Rihanna, right? I think it was this one. He said it earlier. Let me see. There was no video footage of that. Like, and I said it yesterday. Chris Brown was this close to being canceled. If anybody remembers that time, he was this close away from being canceled. The only thing that saved him was Deuces. Deuces, when he came out with Deuces, it saved him. Because it was just such a great song, you just couldn't deny it. Like, because Chris Brown's stuff was not hitting on nothing.
And Diddy, deeper than just this video that came out, this video just was more fuel to the fire. It's so much more people saying how he was grooming young artists and doing the things. I mean, it goes beyond. This is just what came out on. It's no telling what else is out there of the allegations. And I'm not here to make nobody guilty. He's innocent until proven guilty. But with that video, it definitely opened up a whole nother eye to what was going on. But all of the gay sex acts at these parties and all of these things, this uncomfortable way that he made people feel, and just for them to be able to get on top, this is deep.
It says, somebody shout out to Crook. He sent me this. He says, Dr. Anthony, interim president at Jack State, revealed the donation as she was speaking to a monthly IAH board, which posted on Twitter. Diddy, as our students call him, as we probably know him as Sean Combs, has released $1 million to Jack State for athletics. Hayes Anthony, we are very pleased about that. We will be receiving $332,000 by June 23rd.
That's what I'm saying. Do we be like, you know what?
I'm good. Listen, you might have to stop payment. Okay, you might have to stop payment on that because you have not received it yet. We will be receiving $300,000 by June 23rd as a first installment, and we'll get another installment in 2024 and another installment in 2025.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked the question. I mean, I ain't trying to stop you from getting your money, JSU, but you associated with somebody right now who got the internet and the media going crazy for all the wrong things. I don't want you to have to call some emergency board meeting on why we took Diddy money. And trying to explain.
And I'm going to be right there streaming it. I'm going to be right there streaming it.
Yeah. What was our due diligence? How did we know this man had did what he did and we still took his money? You know, it'll get deep. It'll get deep.
Oh, snap. Hey, KJ, what's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, KJ?
Okay, just making sure you can hear me. I'm in the car. Y'all, we are not giving back shit. We're not stopping payment on anything. Of course we taking the check. You have these major private universities, prestigious universities, public universities that take money from war criminals. I mean, their children go to their schools and they take these donations all the time.
That's fair.
Jackson State and Howard have nothing to do with, what is going on right now. And we should keep it that way. And just let the check clear. So
yeah, I'm sure. That's right. Yeah.
Thank you, KJ.
What JG Wentworth say? It's my money and I want it now.
JG Wentworth. 877
That's it. That's Jackson State. It's my money and I want it now. Give me my shit.
I don't care about what troubles you got. You promised me.
You promised me. Don't break those promises.
Oh man. Oh man, that she said we not giving shit back.
I just don't want a Roland Martin episode popping up on Jackson State, and Roland to find a way to go in. Like y'all took this money from this nigga, huh?
Oh,
he will. So hey, I'm just
that's funny. Oh, you said what? JG Whitworth, 877 cash now.
My money, I want it now.
It's my money and I need it now. Call JG Whitworth. Hey, yeah. I mean, it's a good time to call him.
Yeah, it is a good time.
Those some annuity payments, okay? When you talk about next year and year after next, and that's some annuity payments.
It is.
So I need it all right. I need it all up front. You might not make it to 2025, did he? You know what I'm saying?
And hell, it sounds like he need the money. Because them checks finna stop flowing in.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's finna get tight around there.
Yeah, that billionaire status is gonna drop real quick.
Real quick.
Oh man, y'all are hilarious. She said, we not stopping nothing. Yeah. Give me my money. Boy, Perry, you stupid for that one. Any last point before we move on?
No, I'm good on it. I just went there. I shouldn't have maybe, but I thought it was
a reasonable question.
It's
a very reasonable question. And what are we? This is outspoken.
It's outspoken.
So people need to know. People want to know these. These are $1 million questions that people want answers to.
Literally. I was thinking about it, because he came out with his apology, and from what I saw, it looked like the black social media, black community was not accepting that apology. People like, yeah, bro, we good on that. I mean, it's not going the way I think he probably thought it would go.
I like this. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. I love this. Come on, you gotta put the Bible verse beside it though. You can't just drop this. You gotta put the Bible verse next to it. But that's a bar though. Is
Jackson gonna give him like an honorary degree or something for that $1 million?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah,
I definitely wouldn't put it past him though. But I like that. He said stored up. Come on now, hit him with a little bit of Bible. I like that. Whew, that's funny. That's funny. All right, let's get into it. Let's move on. Let's talk a little FAMU and the check the check that don't ever clear. The check that don't never clear. All right. So recently, Gregory Harambe, stands behind controversial stock donation. Says FAMU has gone radio silent. As of May 16th, just 5 days ago, Harambe said he hasn't received any formal communication from FAMU about its decision to cease all activity related to the donation, adding he hasn't been contacted by Robinson or anyone from FAMU leadership in nearly a week. And while he stands by his reported, come on, help me out, graduate.
Purported donations.
Okay, purported. I was like, maybe they meant reported donation, but purported. Okay, purported donation. He has not responded to the request from the Democrat to share any appraisal or valuation of stock. I have not received information that they were going to pull from the gift as of May 16th, said Harambe, who said he understands both FAMU's foundation board members and trustees want to see a third-party valuation of the private stock. It's premature, and I can't speak for FAMU, and I have no issues with FAMU. My commitment still remains. The university and other folks and the media are doing things that are premature because we don't have a valuation. Perry?
I think he's the key to it all. I think he can make this all go away. If he come out publicly, he's playing the backside and acting like, I don't know what's going on. That's FAMU not contacting me, going radio silent. Guess what? You can nip all this in the bud if you get out in front of this in the public and put yourself out there to protect FAMU for what you said you're trying to give them money.
Yeah.
You're not protecting FAMU in this case. And that's just how I feel. He's leaving FAMU out to dry and then low-key feel like trying to play the victim here. Am I wrong in my assessment of trying to maybe play the victim here a little bit?
I won't say the victim. I think he's saying like they don't know. Like they're not.
Well, that's why you got to get out in front of this.
Which I agree with you. If you
if everybody's questioning you, then you have to get out there and say who you are and what you have and why you did this. This is the problem. Is not FAMU. The problem is him coming to FAMU, creating controversy. He stirred up drama. Now he's sitting back sipping his tea, watching them get into it with each other. When they're getting into it with each other simply because of him. He has to get out and say something. If he really has FAMU's best interest, if he was talking to Dr. Larry and all of these people and form these relationships, get out there and protect those folks, because right now these people are getting eaten alive by the media and everybody else because of the decision that they made to make a deal with you. But yet, what are you doing? You constantly playing oblivious. You constantly acting like, well, I'm worried about other things. I ain't worried about, but you created this problem.
My thing is this. First of all, my thing is this. I think it's a little, I'll say, Bush League or scary by Larry Robinson to not reach out and tell him that they aren't receiving the gift. I think that's a little Bush League, if I do say so myself, because you were the one that pushed it to go through the way that you did, even with some red flags being drawn up, and you can't even call the man and say, this is why we're going away from your gift, or thank you, but no thank you. We're doing da-da-da-da-da. I think that's weak as a leader, in my personal opinion. When you got on the FAMU Foundation board and the trustee board, you got on the trustee board and apologized for your, I want to take all the blame and it's on me and it falls on me, this, that, and the third, but yet still you haven't even reached out to Harambe to tell him why you're not taking the gift. Or that we're going to have to cut and cease communication on this gift until you do an evaluation that shows what your company is valued. If you cannot do that, we cannot receive this gift. If Larry Robinson can't do that, but you've been vetting this guy for 6 months, now you want to go in the dark, that's weak.
I think it's bad communication on both sides with them. This just lets you know this is all. The whole thing now, more and more, is continuously blossoming to the sun for us to see. It just lets you know this really wasn't what they thought this was, and it's really showing its ugly
head. It is what it is, man. It absolutely is what it is. I'm sorry, man. Like the scam, I can't give credit. I can't blame the scammer for being a scammer. That's like blaming a wolf for being a wolf, right? Like you're like, why did you eat my chicken? Well, you didn't know I was a wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get mad at you for being what you are. So for the fact of the matter is the scammer still trying to scam. I can't be mad at that. He's doing what he's supposed to do as a scammer. I think the school has to get out in front of it because they're the ones whose reputation is hurt, not the scammer.
Right.
They don't care nothing about this dude. So they got to get out in front of it and say, hey, you got to reach out to this guy. Put him. He even said in this on the article that he would have been willing to come on the board of trustee meeting, the foundation board meeting.
I would have definitely had his ass in the
board meeting.
He the main person I want to hear from. Larry, you shut up and just you getting time out until we call you. All right. But let's hear from him. How did this, what is this? Who are you? Because clearly we didn't know who you were. Larry and Stroud and the rest of them said they knew you and talked to you. We didn't know nothing about you. So let's get to know you now. And that's the part of why you got to hire this firm when you could do this yourself.
Yeah. Right in the public for everybody to see.
Right. The firm part of it is for everybody to say, I don't even want to touch it. I don't want to, but you need to in terms of, and look, I don't understand the ins and outs. Listen, I'm not on nobody's collegiate board, right? But I know if I truly want answers, what they say, go to the source itself.
Yeah. And I disagree with Mr. Levette. The reason why is if he would have got on that FAMU Foundation board, Miss Kidd, Chakisala, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna just say Miss Kidd. Miss Kidd would have murdered him. Absolutely. Show me this. Show me that. Have you had this? Do you have a 1041B? Do you have a S1A 40? Do you have this? Where's the last revenue? She would have ate him up alive, and you would have seen why you don't have Shonda Stroud, Miss Dr. Stroud, being the executive foundation of whatever. Because if you get the right person in there who knows what to ask, this wouldn't have got this far. So I would have loved to see him on that foundation board and get drilled by 5 to 7 members, right? And then on top of that, I on everything I love, I know he would have got off that Zoom. He probably would have said he had technical difficulties or something, but that Bama would have got off that Zoom so fast.
And why not have him? You let him speak to your graduates. You let him get in front of all your alumni and friends and speak. So what's 10 people, 15 people?
I would have loved to see that. Boy, that would have
loved to see it.
That would have been a movie.
So the radio silent part, what you think? You're not feeling that?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Like that's weak to me. Like you, because this is my thing. And this is, and I'm not even gonna call it a black thing. What I hate with some leaders is you want all the praise, but don't want to take none of the accountability. And you can say, well, Robinson took the accountability no. What to me is this: taking accountability and putting yourself in the front is you making that call to Harambe and saying, hey, listen, we have to part ways. We have to part ways. We can't listen until you show us an evaluation that proves that this is $237 million. Until you show us this, until you show us that, or if you want to give us a cash donation in $5 or $10 million, so we can know that you're good for it. Whatever. If you can't do that, we cannot go forward with this gift. So there's no possible way. I would have recorded the conversation because that's how I get down. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like I got a issue with somebody, I always record a conversation. So I'm gonna let you know right now. If you think you're gonna call me and we got a problem, I'm gonna record the conversation because I need to have evidence of how that.
And where's the business community? Normally, in the business community, when you of this status, someone will step up and speak on behalf because of the partnership or business that they've done, or just knowing you over the years of your claim to fame or your rise to wealth. Somebody will say, hey, man, this guy is legit. I've done business with him.
Yeah.
But like you said, you've seen everybody step up and say, don't do business with him. You know, so in the business world, when you're legit and credible, people will step up for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You're right. That's a good point, Perry.
And nobody has said anything about this guy. Not one person has come out and said, man, hey, I've known this guy for how many X amount of years. If he promised this, I can assure you he's about his business. Nobody said anything.
Nope.
Because when you're in that status and that type of money, there's an elite set of friends that you have, associates, business partner, people that know you, that you should be in that network circle that would have your back, especially if this is considered defamation of character because people are calling you a scammer.
Yeah.
So your credibility is being questioned here. And if somebody's going to question my credibility, and listen, y'all, it's people who know me that would be like, if they know I'm legit at what I do, they will step up and say, man, look, man, y'all got to chill, dude. All right. He does this. This is what he do.
Only in the states that you have to give. Listen, man, I've been through this. I've done this numerous of times. You can, if you're having a phone call with somebody, if I'm having a phone call in a state that allows recording without consent from the other party, it's good. Doesn't matter what state that person's in. As long as the state of where I'm having the phone call is that allows me to have one person recording, it's possible. Now, if I'm in a state that doesn't allow it, then I cannot do it. The other person can. That's how that works. So try me. Listen, I've already talked to a lawyer about it. So
and then you can record it because you're one of the people so it's basically giving yourself consent.
Yes. Because I want to record it. If I'm in a state that needs consent, I cannot do that.
I'm sure everybody gets that call and they say, hey, this call is being recorded for quality services, quality purposes.
Because you know why? Because they might be in a state that doesn't allow that, or vice versa, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
They're going to call you no matter the state and tell you this call is being recorded for quality purposes.
So there you go. So anyway, all right, let's get into it. MEAC SWAC 2024 HBCU coach rankings. That is not true. You do not have to consent. That is not true. Please try again. I'm excited about this. I am super, super excited about this. I did the SWAC review. My boy Lionel's in here as well. He did his, and everybody's been buzzing off of it. So Perry won.
The one that, let me ask you this before it come out. Did that come directly from him, or did that come from the SWAC?
That came from him.
Okay, because someone was talking to me. One of my boys earlier was saying that he thought that came directly from the SWAC and that he just basically went off that. So that was him with the SWAC coach rankings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He came up with that.
Okay.
Yeah. He just used the SWAC logo.
Okay.
Let's do some MEAC.
Bro, you have to find me something better than that damn SpongeBob barrel. That whiskey barrel, that Boston Tea Party barrel that you keep having me stepping on. Put a tiger under me or something. God dog, a hornet or something. A rattler, a snake. Put some, help me out.
I'm just saying, man. Like, first of all, you don't have a lot of pictures that because you always turn it sideways.
But you don't never. Outside of your cartoon pic, your animated picture, I've never seen a picture.
Because I got an animated pic. That's the whole point.
I'm not asking about nothing. I just said put something under me beside the Boston Tea Party crate.
All right.
Which JSU under there?
Oh, that's a good one.
I just put my foot up on JSU.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that.
All I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, my man. Okay, I got you.
Or something. I don't know. For some, I don't know. Just, let's, Okay, go ahead. I'm done with it.
Okay. All right, I like that though. I might do that. All right, so Perry, your MEAC rankings, please explain to the people how you came up with it.
Well, I'm going to go off of last year coming into this year. And so because of last year coming into this year, I'm going to put, let's start at the bottom, right? And then I'll work my way up. Lee. Should I say anything else?
No, you don't need to. My personal opinion.
1-10 in your first year, 0-5 in the MEAC in 2023. I don't hear any buzz. I don't know anything else going on with Delaware State. I'll simply keep him at the bottom. Delaware State and Lee has a long way to go in order to prove that they belong anywhere in the top 5, right? Let's go Chennis Berry. Chennis Berry, because of what he did coming out of Benedict, he went 27-7, 17-4. Of course, Division II, he won back-to-back SIAC championships, took his team to the Division II playoffs. I think him coming in, he has a caliber of savviness about himself, and I think he can make an immediate impact. Will it mean a MEAC championship? No, but I just like Chennis Berry coaching, and I can tell you that personally from seeing him here at Southern when he was the offensive coordinator, and most importantly, the offensive line coach. He's a guy about accountability, and I like his demeanor when he looks at a football team, a team of men and molder of men. I like him because it's his first year in the MEAC. He has things to prove, so he's at the 5 spot. Dawson Odom's at that 4th spot, 11-23 since he's been at Norfolk State, 5-10. He's finished 4th, 3rd, and 6th in the MEAC. Last year was, although they were my dark horse, 6 games they lost with 7 points or less. I think he's at that threshold, but right now I will put him at that 4th spot. Damian Wilson at the 3 spot, 8-13 at Morgan State, 5-5. He's finished 4-7, 4-6. Morgan State special teams last year and defense. You won't lock. If they can just get some offense, Morgan State can single-handedly be one of those teams that could possibly win a MEAC title. I think they're a quarterback and maybe a good receiver or a running back away to be able to do that. Trey Oliver last year, he didn't live up to the expectations against Howard. They talked that noise about Howard. Howard came in and whooped that ass. So Trey Oliver, 29-18 at North Carolina Central, 15-8. He won the 2022 MEAC championship. He's been 4-8, 6-5, 10-2, and last year he went 9-3, tied for first place. His team still went to the FCS playoffs, which that was a lot of respect on North Carolina Central last year for them still getting into the playoffs with an at-large bid. And then I think Larry Scott, just what he did last year, put his team in a position to win, and they won the games that mattered when it mattered, and particularly that game against North Carolina Central, blowing out them. And then 14-22. He's 9-8. He won the championship with the conference title last year. He was 0-2 in the spring season. He went 3-8, 5-6, and 6-6 for the past 2 years. He's going 4-1, and I think what he was able to do to get past Trey Oliver, who I thought was the king of the conference, I think that just sets him up to be a number one returning for this year. So he's the number one coach for me in the MEAC.
I'm not gonna lie, you made a very listen. Let me just say this. You made a very convincing argument of why you put Larry over Trey Oliver. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you usually have like that ain't make no sense, Barry. Or like why'd you do that? But nah, that was very convincing. You kind of made me second guess myself. I ain't even gonna lie to you because he did get the revenge in the NCCU game, and he did end up in the SWAC championship. And I was high on Howard all season.
You were.
Okay.
And it was the non-conference that they went through.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of kept me from looking at them for a while. But by the time Halloween came, they turned it around. You know, they got into conference play once Halloween came, and they won those 4 games that they needed out of 5, and they moved on. And I thought for sure what Trey Oliver and North Carolina Central were last year, I thought they were going to be unstoppable in conference play.
We all thought that. But, you know, talking to, you know, Josh and Markham and Dave and all those guys that have been in the MEAC, you know, they just say it's just a toss-up. You just never know who's going to get hot, who's going to catch you slipping at the wrong time and things like that. So the MEAC, even though they only got a strong 6-game conference, you know what I'm saying, it's very, you know, it's very topsy-turvy. But I'm gonna just go do the last one, and people are like NR was not ranked. He doesn't even deserve to be 6. That's how ass Lee Hall is. Okay, so when you see an NR, he don't even deserve to be 6. Don't put him on. He is ass, absolutely ass. I'm not even giving him number 6. If I could have gave him 30, I would have. That's how bad that Bama is. So NR, not ranked. Okay, now let me be very clear. Damon, Dawson, and Chinnis, they're not very far apart. I want to be very, like, it could have easily went Chinnis at 3, Dawson at 3, because when you at some point you have to take in the totality of their careers of coaching for 3, 4, and 5, right? Because what Damon did at D2, how he's rebuilding Morgan to be a very formidable opponent. Dawson Odo's what he did at Southern, you know, and turning Norfolk around. Chinnis Berry, what he did at Benedict, and now moving up. So I want to be very clear. You could have put these in any kind of way. It's just all preference at this point in time. I don't think I could have logically put Chinnis over Dawson or Damon because they've been doing it on the MEAC, but you know, you could have. I wouldn't have been mad if anybody feels switching up. Now, me, Trey Oliver, and Larry Scott, this is a preference. I just love who Trey Oliver is. And he won a Celebration Bowl against probably one of the toughest teams that has probably come through the SWAC in a long time, right? Because that beat down of FAMU, beat down, right? So, got to give credit what credit is due with Trey Oliver winning a Celebration Bowl. And I like the makeup and the moxie of Trey Oliver and how he prepares his team, how he is. I got a chance to spend time with him, no Diddy, at the Legacy Bowl. The HBCU Legacy Bowl down at Tulane, and just talking to him, man, he just gets you energized. He gets you ready to play some football. And listen, I think Larry Scott is he's okay. He's okay. I'm not saying Howard is easy to turn around because they got a high academic standard that you got to meet to even get up in that joker, which most of these other schools do not have to worry about. But at the same time, I think Larry Scott's doing a hell of a job at Howard and making them competitive and competing at a level. But for me, it's Trey Oliver, and it's not even close.
And it's easy for them to be 1 and 2. Both programs, both coaches went 4-1 in conference both years. Howard tied for first the year before in 2022, and Trey Oliver went to the Celebration Bowl. This year, Howard won, and North Carolina Central tied for first with them, and Howard went to the Celebration Bowl. So for the past 2 years, it's literally been Howard and North Carolina Central. So I could easily see where 1 and 2, because North Carolina Central's only conference loss last year was to Howard. Howard, the previous year, only conference loss was to North Carolina Central. So it could be 1 and 2. It easily.
Let me Bishop. This is a hell of a point. Got to put Damon over Chinnis. Bowie damn near won a national championship in D2. Chinnis Berry kept getting rocked in the first round of the playoffs in D2 and had one of the best teams and defenses. So absolutely great point. This one is a good one, though. Ryan Prentice said next time do a tier list. That is good, and I'm going to definitely do that. I want to do a tier list with all the HBCU coaches, not D2. I'm not doing nothing D2. Don't ask me. All D1 and do a tier list. I'm gonna definitely do that, Ryan. That's a great idea. Let me put that in my notebook. So just to make sure I don't forget that. So definitely going to do that. And last but not least, somebody said who got the best quarterback? In my opinion, right here, right now, it has to be Chinnis Berry. And it's just because the kid knows the scheme. It's not because he's the best thrower of the football. And who is the kid they got back?
Are you speaking on the kid that's coming from Benedict with him?
He went to Murray State and came back to and now he played at Benedict with him. He went to Murray State. And now he's coming back. I know Jamie's in here. Jamie Walker's in here. He probably knows the kid's name. I don't know his name off the top of my head. But he played at Benedict. He went to Murray State. And now he's coming back to South Carolina State with Chinnis. Eric Phoenix. Thank you so much. Eric Phoenix. I got it. Thank y'all. So, Phoenix. So, I think right now he has the best quarterback because he knows Chinnis Berry. That's a benefit. And he's played. He has starts. He's played at a high level. Trey Oliver got the white boy we don't know about. Dawson Odums can't keep a quarterback because he gonna run him to death. Damon Wilson can't find a quarterback. And Lee Hall can't coach to save his life. So it's just a whole bunch of just incompletes. So for that, I got to go Chinnis Berry. So, all right, let's get into the SWAC.
Damn, this look like an induction. The graduation list, when you put who graduating on, God dog.
So going left to right is Perry, me, and then Lionel PV versus everybody. Go check his channel out. Make sure you subscribe. That's his original list. Mine is in the middle. I fixed it with all the double ups and all that type of stuff. And then Perry, your list. Perry, you know what? I'll go first. So and you can go last. Top three is top three. Number 4, I went Cedric Thomas over Connell Maynor. The reason I went Cedric Thomas over Connell Maynor is because of his rebuild at UAPB. I don't think a lot of people can do that. It's possible that Connell Maynor, the only reason he's top 5 is because of a spring championship. You take that spring championship out, he could be 8, 9, or 10. Realistically, that just is what it is. He lost to his rival, who was a new coach, and it's just a whole bunch of that. Mickey Joseph, I'm a little high on Mickey Joseph than most people are because I believe his experience at Nebraska will come and pay dividends in the SWAC because I just don't think there's a lot of good coaches. So I think that experience that he had at Nebraska and at the Power 5 level is going to really help. James Cozy, listen, man, I think all he has to do is learn not to crash the car. If he can learn not to crash the car and keep what Willie has built and just manage it, I think he can be solid. So I got him at 7. Raymond Woody, I think this is too high, but I couldn't explain putting anybody else over top of him. It just didn't make sense to me. Because if I could, I'd put him at 13. I don't really think he's that good of a coach.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
This is the first time I ever heard you call him by his name.
Yeah, I don't have a little bill up there because.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Growth and development, right? Growth and development.
We'll see for the season. Terrence Graves, once again, he could have been 12th on this list. He could have been 11th on this list. Like we don't know. From 9 to 12, you don't know. Alonzo, Kendrick, Chris, you don't know. So it's just simple as that. But those are my rankings for the coaches. What you got, B?
I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up again. I'm gonna start with Chris, and the reason why he's at the 12th spot, I think Texas Southern, him coming in, he has no collegiate D1 head coach experience. Texas Southern is going to be a work in progress, and I think he's going to have to learn on the job. I know he has NFL background, but I just think right now with no coaching experience and coming into a tough job like Texas Southern, he's at 12 for me right now. James at that 11th spot, I got him at 11 simply because, once again, he has no Division I coaching experience. And I can get from where a guy maybe have been and what he's done, but until he shows me Division I coaching experience, he's going to be at the bottom of the list for me until he shows that. I got Mickey Joseph at number 10. Mickey Joseph went 16-13 between Langston and Nebraska as the interim coach. At Langston, he went 7-3-4-1 in 2011, and he went 6-4 in 2012 at Langston. As the interim coach at Nebraska, he went 3-6 and 3-5. I get maybe he had the experience of being able to be the interim coach at a Power 5 school, but even with that experience, I look at it the same way like Hugh Jackson, a guy who made it all the way to the NFL. Just because you coached at these high levels don't necessarily mean you can come to the SWAC and have instant success. So Mickey Joseph still being one of those guys at this level, he has to show me in this conference. We're talking about SWAC coaches. He has not done anything in the SWAC yet to show me. That's why 10 and 12 have never coached SWAC games. So until they show me, they're at the bottom.
I'm gonna need you to. So you don't have to explain that Terrence Graves being as high as it is.
Okay, I will. Lonzo Hampton at the number 9 spot, first year at UAPB last year. He went 2-9, 1-7. They finished 6th in the SWAC. I think of the coaches who actually coached last year, I'll put him at the bottom. And the reason he's behind Kendrick Wade, because Kendrick Wade and Mississippi Valley beat them at homecoming last year. So he got a victory. And remember, I'm only doing this coming off of last year. 10 through 12 didn't coach in this conference last year. 9 up did. And Terrence Graves at least had 1 game under his belt. But because Alonzo Hampton lost that game against Mississippi Valley, that's why I put Kendrick Wade ahead of him. Kendrick Wade finished 1-10, 1-7. Guess what his one win was? It was over Alonzo Hampton. So that's why Kendrick Wade is at number 8. Number 7, Raymond Woody. He finished the season 3-8, 2-6. He finished 1 above Valley in the SWAC East at 5th. I'll put him right there at the 7th spot. Terrence Graves, as an interim coach in this conference, remember, we're talking about SWAC coaches. He's undefeated as a SWAC coach, regardless if it's an interim or not. He's 2-0. He's 1-0 at Grambling. And he's 1-0 at Southern. He still has to show me some things, but at least he's coached the game. And guess what? It was when the bright lights mattered with 2 programs, with Southern and Grambling of the Bayou Classic. A lot of coaches, a lot of people can fold under that pressure. The fact that he was able to maintain that and get a team prepared who had lost their coach previously at Grambling and lost their coach at Southern, and got a team out there prepared, ready to play.
How can it be big lights when at no point in time those games ever mattered?
The big lights is it's the atmosphere. The Bayou Classic can be intimidating being in that arena on national television, regardless of nothing at stake. Getting a team prepared from 2 coaches who previously got fired right before that game and getting teams prepared to play in that game in a rivalry game. Now, it ain't just like because nobody going to a championship. The Bayou Classic, nonetheless, is a rivalry game. Southern and Grambling do not like each other that weekend. So to get your team up and ready to play and win in your biggest rivalry game of the year, Terrence Graves is at number 6. He's 2-0 in the SWAC so far, even as an interim coach. Cedric Thomas, I like what you said at that 5 spot for me.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. So Terrence Graves gets more credit for winning 2 games in the Bayou Classic than Mickey Joseph does for coaching in the Big Ten.
Mickey Joseph, we're talking about SWAC coaching.
I'm just asking.
I already made that point clear for 10 to 12.
So you're just saying, so his
we're talking SWAC coach rankings. I'm not talking about your body of work. I only gave body of work for Mickey Joseph and everybody else from 10 to 12 because they've never coached in this conference. We're talking about coaches ranking coming into this year based off of what they did last year. 10 and 12 did not coach in this conference last year. So I cannot judge. I don't know how to judge if you've never coached in this conference.
I don't care about 10 and 12. I'm asking.
You asked me about Mickey Joseph. Mickey Joseph is at the 10th spot. I mentioned Mickey Joseph coached at Langston and he coached at Nebraska. I gave his background. But I said for me, 10 and 12 through 12 are there because they weren't here previously last year. So they have to prove to me of coaching in this conference.
Okay.
Everybody above has coached at least 1 game in this conference previously. So that automatically merits them returning because they've at least coached in this conference.
That's crazy. All right. I get you.
It is. It's crazy for you, but it's all right with me. Cedric Thomas right there at the 5th spot. I go back to what you said, what he did at UAPB. He went 2-9, 1-6 in 2018, and he went 6-5, 3-4 in 2019. Had an overall record of 8-14. I just think to see that turnaround, 2-9 to 6-5 at UAPB, said something to me. And then when he left, they ended up making it to the spring championship under the other coach.
Doc Gamble.
Doc Gamble. I tried to think of his name, but he wasn't there long enough for me to even remember him. But Cedric Thomas, I'll put him right there. And I think him being at Alcorn, being familiar with Alcorn, that puts him in that position for the 5th spot. Plus, he has more wins in this conference than Terrence Graves, Raymond Woody, Kendrick Wade, and Lonzo Hampton. He knows the conference a little bit better than them from the head coaching position. Connell Maynard, I put at the number 4 spot. Now, a lot of people may not like him, but Connell Maynard is 34-26, 24-17 in conference. He's won the 2021 Spring SWAC Championship. He's gone 6-5, 7-5, 5-0. That was the spring season. 7-3, 4-7, and 5-6. I have him at that 4th spot. TC Taylor for the 3rd spot. TC Taylor 7-4, 5-3. I like TC. I think him coming behind Dion and being able to have Jackson State still right there battling in the SWAC East. I like TC. Eddie Robinson Jr. 13-9, 9-7. Going 6-5 in year 1 in 2022 and 7-4 in 2023. His team finished 2nd in the East last year. The only loss in the East was to Florida A&M. And then I think Bubba McDowell at the top, I would agree, at 12-11, 11-5. He won the SWAC 2023 SWAC Western Division. He's gone 6-5 and 6-6. And for me right now, returning coaches going into 2024, he's won his division and he goes at the top for me.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory. I think this is a pretty crazy. Somebody said, Edwin Moore says, I hope he does. Yeah, he said Eddie George, Bubba, and Eddie Robinson were all teammates with the Oilers. That's crazy. I just think that's pretty cool.
And I met Eddie Robinson in person, formally, not off a game this weekend in Baton Rouge. He was in Baton Rouge for the SWAC Alumni Association. He's on the board of the SWAC Alumni Association. So he presented awards. So and this dude looks the same every time. I don't give a damn where. He's always the same. Like, he does not change. When you see a picture of him, when you see him on TV, when you see him at a game, he is the same. He's like a created character. He never changes how he looks. He's literally the same looking dude every time. But I had an opportunity to meet him and shake hands and talk to him. So that was an honor to be. You know, I always put respect on guys, but I like most importantly that he didn't back down from Dion when he did the whole "you ain't SWAC" thing.
Nah. You know, every time I've met Coach Eddie Robb, he's really been a nice person. I can't say nothing bad about him in regards of just him as a person. Every time I've talked to him, he's been cool with me. So that is what it is. Let's get into a little bit of bands.
I like Southern being the band of all bands, right? When we say band, that's the first band you use. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's my opinion. You know, that's just how it is. So the 10th Battle of the Bands in Houston, Texas, 10-year anniversary. These are your marquee lineups: Bethune-Cookman, Jackson State, Miles College, Prairie View, Southern, Tennessee State, Texas Southern, Tuskegee University.
How many of these bands have you seen in person?
I've seen Texas Southern, I've seen Tennessee, I've seen Southern, I've seen Prairie View, I've seen Jackson, I've seen Bethune. I haven't seen Miles nor Tuskegee.
If you were to rank these bands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, let's just go 1 through top 4, and you ain't got to do all 8. But which ones would be your top 4 that you see here?
Southern would be number 1. I would say Texas Southern number 2, Jackson number 3, Tennessee State number 4. I really enjoyed Texas Southern when they was at Alcorn.
Who was the least favorable band that if you saw this?
Prairie View, the Marching Drizzle.
You really don't like Prairie View.
I can't. No, like, bro, I would take Bethune-Cookman's band over the Marching Drizzle. That they are horrible. They're horrible. The Marching Drizzle is horrible. Absolutely horrible. So I'm good on that.
What you don't like about them? Like, to say horrible, that's pretty deep.
It was nothing memorable. It was like when I saw them at the FAMU game, It was nothing memorable. It wasn't like it was like, oh, they played this song or they did this. It was. I was like, oh, all right, whatever. It's just like
none of the arrangements, no field. But did they do a field show?
They did, but it was. I keep saying this. Like, if you get beat in the stands by FAMU, you are trash. Okay, let me just. I'm. When I tell you, FAMU is they are the band from Drumline.
Yeah,
they are that. Hit him with a little bit of fun. The Bumblebee.
I promise you. In the fifth quarter, you can play a hip hop song. They gonna play Flight of the Bumblebee.
They are that. So to me, it's like, how do you lose?
March Grandioso
to FAMU in the stands? Like, that should never happen. If you play any type of hip hop or R&B or whatever, you should never lose to FAMU in the stands. Just should not happen. And then you get murdered on the field too. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
FAMU, boy. I mean, Purple Carnival, March Grandioso. I mean, so they'll pop out something. You be like, God, dog, they really read their music on that one, didn't they?
Jesus, man.
You telling me Prairie View you didn't like Prairie View versus them?
PV lost. They lost. If you lose to FAMU, you're not good. Simple.
Yeah.
It's simple to me. Because I don't think FAMU is a very exciting band to watch. Like, I think FAMU at the SWAC championship was probably the most exciting. I've seen FAMU band. I've seen them like 3 times before the SWAC championship. I've never been impressed. Not once. Right? Not once. So when I saw them at the SWAC championship and I saw how they got down in the field show, I was like, oh, okay. I see how people can get enamored with FAMU and what they do. But other than that, they're not impressive to me. Like, there's nothing to be like, man, woo, gotta go back and see that FAMU band. Like, no,
it's an acquired taste. It is.
Yeah, definitely. So, out of Bethune, listen, people be sleeping on Bethune-Cookman's band. They get down. They really do. I would take Bethune-Cookman's band. They're not bad. They're really good.
I like them on the field. I may not be a fan of them in the stands, but a field, so I really do. They drum agents are good. They band put on the show. They play good music on the field. I like Bethune-Cookman. They'll get down on you too.
They sure will. They surely will. And so I don't like I said, I don't have a problem with Bethune or anything like that.
Not like when they play that Let's Go Wildcats.
Hey, yeah, it go.
Yeah,
it goes.
And they spell BCU coming down the field playing Let's Go Wildcats as they spell it out. And if they be like, let's go, I like that. And they march.
Yeah,
I like that.
Tennessee State. Okay, so Jackson is Jackson, right? Like, Jackson is an acquired taste too, I believe, right? Because they don't always, in my personal opinion, they don't always play things very smoothly. Just recently, like this last year, a lot of Jackson State stuff has been really smooth, like just real flowy. Like it wasn't like it before. It would be really choppy.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't sound like the song. It would be
just
like
loud.
Just loud.
And everything. You'd be like, damn, a lot of these songs sound the same.
It's just choppy. It didn't have like a, oh man, that's nice. Like, you just a vibe, you know what I'm saying? It's just really choppy. So it wasn't for me. It just wasn't my thing. But when they play, when they get it right, oh, they get it right. When they get it right, they gonna get it right. Right? Tennessee State reminds me of like a black kid in class who plays the saxophone. Like, he's just so smooth. Like, Tennessee State is just so smooth. Everything they do is just like, we don't really have to try. If we really tried, we would be better. But we don't.
Class, you trying to say?
Huh?
They got class.
It's not really like class. It's like they're really like just like, we do this because we do it. But it's not like if we really wanted to turn up, we could turn up on you. But we just we cooling. We here. You know what I'm saying? We here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Tennessee State, when they play, they give me those vibes of just like
in the pocket.
Just I'm here.
Yeah.
And if you go up, I'll go up with you.
Yeah.
If you're not here to battle, we just gonna have a good time playing what we play.
That's
right?
in white schools because they've been around them white folks too long.
We ain't gonna do too much.
Yeah, you ain't blowing on no Eastern Illinois and Tennessee Tech. You ain't blowing on them folks. They just happy to see you.
Southern, man, listen, Southern's a band I'll pay money to go see because I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get. It's like the name is so perfect to me when they call it the human jukebox because it sounds like the radio. Like I'm telling you, like the stuff y'all play, it sounds like the song on the radio. I'm like, it sounds so close.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you think so many people just think Southern sucks though?
Oh, that's just all hate. That's hate.
Because I mean, they be like, Southern was ass last year. How?
Oh no, y'all, yeah, nah. That was.
I just be sitting like, bro, what do you?
I don't think it was the best version of Southern last. Like the Jackson State in the Southern battle, Jackson won that.
I get it, but does that still make Southern like we was just a trash band last year?
For your standard, yes.
Okay, but
for
still,
your standard, yes.
We just talking two bands at that point because everybody else.
It's like, you know how people say like Jordan's 80 is like everybody's 100? Like that's really what it is for y'all. Like your 80 is somebody else's 100. So it's still going to come off as like you're not you. You're not you.
Alabama like wins championships, but every now and again, like last year, they would lose in the playoffs or Clemson to beat them in the championship. That does not mean the whole season was ass. It was like, okay, every now and again, you take a L.
Yeah.
You know, you're being watched so much perfection, right? Everybody,
that's
okay,
fair.
you're gonna tell me one bad year, how many other good years? And then they made that Jackson State because Jackson State had a really good, exceptional year and tried to make it seem like that's been a 20-year thing ongoing.
They trying to flip it on you.
That's why I was kind of confused. It was like, I don't have no problem clapping my hands and saying congratulations if a band is good. And I'm like, man, you know what? That was some good arrangements. They did good this year. But okay, if you have 1 year, don't discredit Southern in all its previous years when you know you've been playing second fiddle to them.
I get you. No,
but it'd be the slander. It'd just be like, damn, Southern trash. Put Southern up against your band. Not your band, but I'm saying, let's just see
anybody else is playing, how it works out for them.
Field show, stands, whatever. Entertainment factor. You know. But I'm not knocking Jackson at all. I'm just saying from Jackson, people from what I saw, people was just so happy to see somebody match Southern and somebody to say, okay, somebody by the consensus population said that they were better. It just was like, well, Southern is so ass and so trash. And I'm like, bro, go ahead.
I think the only bands I would pay to see on this list and this is why I want people to understand it's not because the band is bad. I just know what I'm going to get, and I want to get what I'm paying for. It would be Tennessee State, it would be Southern, and Texas Southern. It would be really shaky. It would be really shaky if I'm paying to go see Texas Southern. But Tennessee State and Southern, I'm paying to go see those because I know what I'm going to get. I know what I'm going to get. Like Southern might miss on arrangement here or there, but you know it's going. And Tennessee State they're going to do what they do, right? Mm-hmm. But when these two bands are on, they can't be touched. They can't be touched. It just, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion. I ain't no band here. I'm just saying from what I've seen and what I've experienced. I think this year Jackson State is worth money to go see. This year, if you had a chance to go see Jackson State this year, you got every bit of your money's worth because they just play with a consistency of just like smoothness of how they arranged the songs and how it sounded. Like that whole Usher arrangement for the band of the year, it was great. You can't lie. It was absolutely great, and it sounded like Usher.
Let me ask you this then, because we get the stand stuff, right? And which I think the stand stuff is watered down high school bands and everybody else because everybody wants to do the cranking. But when you look at field shows, give me your top 4 field show bands off of this. I know you gave me top 4 bands, but when you just talk about a field show, I'm in the stands and I'm watching them get down on the field.
I can't do that, P, because I don't really stay for halftime a lot of times. Like I I don't really care about the field show like that.
Have you seen anybody's field show on?
Yeah, I've seen Jackson's, I've seen Southern's, I've seen Prairie View, I've seen Texas. I've seen their field shows, but I didn't really like.
Okay, so you're not a field show guy.
I'm not a field show guy. It
I
just,
like field shows. I like designs. I like formation. I like the step offs. I like to see how you wow a crowd. I like the trash talking. And that's why I like Southern and Jackson. When them two play, like Jackson to have one drum major come out and act like he's Southern and do a back bend and fall. Southern to have 4 drum majors come out there and act like they Jackson State drum majors and do something country. You know, I like that. I like that back and forth, that banter. That's what creates the excitement. Or Southern to spell JS who on the field and Jackson to play, you know, something to say Southern, you wish you could be. I like that back and forth. Field shows I really do like. If I had two that I liked on here. But to be honest, I'm not a big Jackson field show watcher. I like Jackson State's drum majors and I like Jackson State's dance routines. But in terms of their formations on the field, the designs and what they making, I never quite truly been a fan of what they make, except when they put the JSU on the field. That's about it. And they do that really well. But other than that, I'm not a big fan of their designs. And that's me personally when you talk about halftime shows.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's cool. I care about the music. Like what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really, because that's what a band is for. In my personal opinion, is about what you're playing. You're a band. You got an instrument, play the music. So
nobody can put the score on the field at the drop of a dime like Southern. Have you ever seen Southern band do that?
Not really.
Oh, you never seen? See, that'll wow.
I think I did it in the LSU game where y'all. Yeah, I saw that.
Unfortunately, the score was like 60-something to
0. Yeah.
So, but man, that's a wow factor when you hear the crowd, because we typically, especially do it when we at the white schools, you know, it blow their mind when they say, you know, we proudly present today halftime score. And it's like, how the hell did they know that? Because it's a wow factor for people to think they just off the fly was able to create the score without practicing it within that moment. That's one of the biggest wow factors to me that I think has always separated Southern from any other band to be able to do that. I think that's amazing when you can put a score of that game in that moment on the field.
Now that's different. I ain't gonna hold you, because I would be like, dang, like you know, now that you explain it like that, I'm like, that is pretty tough, because you don't know what the score is going to be and you go out and do it. So
right then.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And you just hear chatter. People, or they must be point shaving, they must be this and that, because they don't know how it go down. You know,
we put the time on the field my freshman year, 1984, only band to ever do that.
Damn, is that on film?
That's crazy.
Like, you know, if you look at your watch, it's 7:34, and you look on the field, it's like, God damn, how'd they do that?
Yeah, so he said Ryan said a marching band without marching. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. He just saying, like, you know, probably me liking, you know, just the music and not really the marching aspect.
Yeah, I like marching. I like seeing the plumes shake. I like seeing the step offs. I like seeing the marching. You know, I like that essence of marching band. It's called marching band. It ain't just called band. Pick your feet up.
Pick your feet up.
Yeah, fam, you be kind of going like to the side, and you know, they kind of run to where they need to be, and you know, I don't know. I don't like all.
It's the twirling of the jet. That is so weird. I'm not a fan of that, man. Like, just the whole like quick footwork and the flapping of the cape. And I'm like, why?
It just seems so extra, don't it?
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much. You already got these long top hats. You got these long capes that pretty much dragging the ground. And then now you over here 2 foot shuffling, just going back and forth, twirling your cape in the back. That is just weird. And they think they be doing stuff too.
Yeah, it is. I'm not a fan of it either.
But I do like that, you know, I know a lot of family people say they don't put their instruments down to dance with. They dance with their instrument. I think that is a skill. You got to give them that, like, you know, tubas and trombones and all type of stuff. Like,
they be like flipping and doing splits with the tubas and stuff.
Oh, that's crazy to me. Okay, you know that I gotta give you credit for, because I would be damned if I'm holding 50, 60, 80 pounds of a tuba and over here trying to do anything other than walk. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. So,
and I've seen every band on here except Tuskegee. I mean, I've seen Tuskegee YouTube because I like that one song they play Ball and Parlay when they in the stand. You ever seen that video?
That's tough. Yeah, everybody's seen that.
They
tough.
can just do the whole field show playing Ball and Parlay. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
That's day one, as they say. They got that one. That's day one. But I've never seen Tuskegee Band in person that I can think of. I don't think I have.
I think people need to start putting some credit on Edward Waters. That they need to get way more invites.
I saw them in Baton Rouge a couple years ago. They were a little band, but guess what?
They be doing it. They be doing it. They need to get invited places because Edward Waters be doing it. Like that band of the year is no joke. Like AT&T's North Carolina was a fluke. Let's just call it what it was. It was a fluke, right?
And people swear by A&T.
Oh, that shit was disgusting.
They swear that A&T is like every year right there, number one, if nothing else, number two.
That shit was disgusting.
Yeah.
That first of all, it's disgusting. I'm sorry. It wasn't Edward Waters. It was Florida Memorial.
Florida Memorial. I've seen them as well.
Florida Memorial. I'm sorry. I think Florida Memorial was the one that went. Whoever went to the Battle of the Bands, the National Battle of the Bands, the one at the Celebration Bowl, that's the one I'm talking about. I think it was Florida Memorial. Yeah. They need to get invited more places. They could have competed with Jackson State. If I was ranking it, I would have went JSU, Florida Memorial, NCAT. If I was doing like an overall ranking of everybody, yeah, Florida Memorial had NCAT beat. NCAT, I don't know what they were doing. That shit was that I'm like, that's some CAA shit. Take that.
They kind of give you like kids bop. You know, it's like it's the song, but it's like the other version of the song, right? You know, that's how I feel with them when I see them. It don't get all the way down with it, but it's just enough to be like, oh, okay, I know that song, you know, or I see what they doing.
Yeah, they was doing like geometry shapes in the middle of the, I'm like, man, I don't care about no 3 triangles, 3 diamonds. Like, I don't, maybe that's the field show thing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you get extra points for doing geometry figures. I don't know. I don't care. It was whack. It was just whack. It was whack. So
I'd be curious to see how they want to judge the bands. You know, last year was the first year of them doing it. I'd be curious of what they learned, the good and the bad, how to be able to go about this year. I think what they should do in order to do this, pick out 3 songs preseason and tell every band, if you're going to be a part of this, play these 3 songs and do one field show and send it and say, all bands at some point in the field show, you have to do this, this, and this. Maybe if you do it one game, we got it. And then you judge everybody off those 3 songs you put out there for them to do and see who does that one field show that was pre-designed in the beginning of the year to go out and do. And then you get to look at everybody do that one show because everybody has their own style, which makes it hard and difficult. But if you have like this one pre-designed show that you have to create this, and that and do X, Y, and Z, at some point in the season, everybody has to do it at least one time. I think that would be a little bit easier to judge. What you think?
I think that's perfect because it's no different than like in a drill competition. Like you have to hit certain measures, right? Like so if you're having so in the military, if you're doing a drill competition, like you have to show this, you have to show this, you have to show this. Now, how you show it is your prerogative, but you have to show it, right? You have to show, and I think that would make it a lot easier for everybody to kind of understand where you go. Because listen, let's call it a spade. Like, no, this last band of the year, the popular vote was Jackson State. The people voted. If the people were voting, Jackson State wins it. But North Carolina A&T won the electoral college. Like, it's just like the professional version. They won the electoral college, but they didn't win the popular vote because popular vote would tell you there's no way you give North Carolina A&T that trophy, right?
It's just points hurt because Southern don't have majorettes, Southern don't have flags, so, and I'm just using Southern, but every band has its own thing. So if I don't have that, I'm already deducted in terms of points. So I think if you just have a field show, you just say, hey, at some point this year, every band do this one field show. How do it in your own style using what you have. If you have flags, let me see how you incorporate the flags with it. Let me see how you incorporate your majorettes and your dance team and your drum majors. But everybody at some point do this one field show. We'll grade it off of that. And I got 3 songs. Let's see off the popular opinion of these 3 songs, how good you play those 3 songs.
This Bama, okay, Ryan, okay. Ooh, he said, FAMU sounds like, and I know what you meant, a Bose. I know you didn't mean Boss. Bose Home Theater. JSU Southern sound like 4 kicker 12s in a Chevy trunk. Okay.
He's a FAMU person?
He has to be.
Okay.
Has to be, right? Because I would agree with you on the JSU sounds like 4 kicker, 4 12s, right? I absolutely agree with you on that. I would say FAMU sounds like a stereo system that has tweeters. Like it's not going to blow you away. Nowhere near going to blow you away. But it's going to sound clear.
It's full.
It's full.
Yeah.
It's you know, they got the little 8s, right? They got the little 8 speakers, but they got a lot of tweeters all over the car.
Cause JSU with them drums, shit, they
gonna blow you away. They gonna
you hear them coming. Who the hell is that then turn down the block?
Yeah. Everything rattling, right? Everything rattling. The thing for me, you know what, Ryan, I got one better for you. This is what FAMU
FAMU sounds like when you're watching the beginning of a movie and they show the logo and whatever that little the logo with the slogan or whatever, and it comes on and then boom, here come the movie about to start. That's FAMU with that sound. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying, but I want to show a visual representation of what FAMU is and what they sound like. Let me show you this. This is what FAMU is. Let me bring this up real quick. Since you want to talk about Bose. This is what FAMU sounds like. Right?
Yeah.
If you remember this speaker,
yeah,
it will fill the room.
Ain't no thump to it.
Ain't no thump to it. It will fill the room, but you ain't getting no bass. You ain't getting nothing. It's pure sound. That's all it is. It's pure sound. That is FAMU. This is FAMU. So if you want to talk about Bose, home, surround, this is what you're talking about. Like, I remember sitting there and you can hear the monkey go, You know what I'm saying? You can hear the you can hear the trees rattling in the back.
Oh shit!
You can hear all the sound effects. You know what I'm saying? You can hear
oh shit!
You can hear the bird flapping in the background. You can hear all that. It's great. Okay, it's absolutely great. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your preference, right? That's just your preference.
Oh shit! Oh man, Scotty, you made me hot.
You know what I'm saying? All in the background. You can hear all of it.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. That's FAMU. That's FAMU.
Oh my god.
So if that's what you want, that's just what you want.
Oh, Scott, you gotta stop that shit.
I'm just saying, that's what you want. That's what you want. That's what you want. You know what I'm saying? So that's I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just what you want. You know what I'm saying? That's what the old people want. You know what I'm saying? I don't need all the bass. I don't need none of that. I just need the treble. You know what I'm saying? I just need the I don't want to hear the 808. I don't need an 808.
You don't need that?
I don't need to feel it. I don't need to hear it. That's FAMU. I don't need to feel it nor hear it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So
something like when you at the IMAX.
That's good.
You ever been to the IMAX theater?
That's good. I have
space shuttle taking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, when I was standing on that sideline and y'all did that, I was like,
what they do?
When them horns got the blowing, it literally. Have you ever been to Disney World?
I've never been to Disney World.
Okay, anybody who's been to Disney World, they have these rides. If anybody's been to Disney World, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It's called the Alien Invasion. They stopped playing it. They stopped doing it, but it's called the Alien Invasion. And what will be happening is you'll be watching a situation like in front of you, and then the alien breaks out of the container, right? While you're watching, because everybody's in a big circle watching it. And it just goes pitch black. Like literally, dog, is so dark you can't even see your hands in front of your face. And you can hear like do, like you can, like there's speakers like right in your thing, and then like it feels like the alien is breathing on you because he'd be like,
yeah,
and it's like blowing air on the back of your neck. That's how Southern bands feel. It feels like it's like right behind you. That's what I felt when I was on the side. I was like, damn, like how close are they? I'm like, god damn, like it was like, hey. I was like, whoa, wow, that's a lot. So yeah, I'm just you know.
Yeah, the Shed Aquarium in Chicago, man. I took my son and they had like this 3D, 4D, whatever thing we was watching it, and I didn't know. It caught me off guard, and it was like a point where they had a dolphin or something splash, and it was like some water just splashed like square. I don't know where the hell it came from. It just shot up on me. I'm like, damn, they got me like I'm really
in the
yeah. It's like, damn, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's listen. So, and listen, Jackson State is like you said. Like, listen, a perfect example is a Chevy with 1012s. Like it's just no sound.
Corner got your windows rattling.
You got
you looking out doing who the hell is that?
You got 2 amps, okay? you try to push all that through 2 amps, and it's just like, and you just like, no, they ain't insulate, they ain't do nothing. They just playing it. But that's
like you hear the music, but you can't quite make out the music. Like it's just you hear the rattle, it's thumping. Yeah.
So you know. FAMU, see people.
I like Jackson State band too, so I won't lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I just think they horrible. I'm not gonna do them the way they do Southern. They just act like Southern, just put them in the trash, tie it up, and take it to the dumpster. Like, damn. Jackson band, I like Jackson band. They all right. Jackson plays some songs. I'd be like, yeah, I like that.
This is FAMU people riding in the car. This is FAMU people riding in the car, listening to their radio. Listen, this is FAMU people, and FAMU's band is in the car. This is how they are. This is exactly how they are.
Switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance. Did the little piggy cry wee, wee, wee all the way home?
Yeah.
That's how FAMU people be about
Run it back. I'm gonna show you. I'm the little boy sitting there. Look how that little boy looking at this damn pig. Pause it when he get to it. Right there.
That's how they talk about their band. That's how they talk about. Oh, we're the best. Oh, we do everything so well. Like, bro, no, you.
And this the rest of us just like, yeah.
Come on, man. You're not that good. Like, let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? So let's stop. Yeah. Let's stop. All right, let's stop. Yeah. Let me. Can I get 5 minutes of a little rant, P?
Mm-hmm. I'll be quiet.
Can we talk about this man just for a second, please? Let me talk about this guy. Because I know a lot of you probably don't know who he is because he's a behind the scenes type of guy. But this man's name is Derek Weber. He is the CEO and founder of the National Battle of the Bands. Now, he works very closely with Dr. Charles, right? Very closely. Now, what's funny to me is this. I do not understand how we as people, we pick and choose who's the good guy and who's the bad guy based off narratives, right? Because if we're being honest, to me, he's just like Harambe. He's just a different version of Harambe, but he's just like Harambe. Because if you start looking up his stuff, it gets real sketchy. Real sketchy. Okay. Let me show y'all. Okay. So let's go to the website, right? Beautiful website. Absolutely beautiful. Probably one of the best HBCU, event websites or whatever. So the Lord have it. I'm just looking. So I see this picture right here in the right corner. I click on it. I said, okay, got a little, announcement and stuff like that. I said, oh, let me check this out. Right. I want to read a little something. So I go down, I'm looking at the article, whatever. Let me zoom in for y'all so y'all can see this too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the article. I'm like, okay, cool. I scroll through, I look. Now, right here, if you see it, when I get to it, it says about Weber Marketing Consulting. It says Weber Marketing Consulting, based in Charlotte, North Carolina, is the largest marketing agency of record for HBCUs, specializing in strategic outreach program development, on-site event execution, experiential marketing, and media. Weber Marketing Consulting provides its clients and focused programs that deliver measurable results, improve marketing, and build for future success. Now, when you click on the website,
what is it saying?
It says account suspended. This account has been suspended. Please check your hosting provider. That's what happens when you click on he's supposed to be a reputable. Okay.
Maybe they put the wrong link.
Maybe they did.
Yeah.
Maybe they did.
That could have been a problem with the link. You can miss a 1 dot, 1 slash.
You're absolutely right. Weber Marketing is also being sued by HBCU League Pass. Now, I could bring up the documents. I don't think y'all really want to, because it will get real ugly really fast. But he's
Give
being
us a synopsis of what's the background.
Oh, the synopsis is this. You know what? Let me see if I can find these documents real quick. I don't, me, I like to have proof. I don't like to just say stuff and then stuff don't.
So this is something that you're saying is underground, that has been going on and nobody knows this is taking place.
Yeah.
Except the parties that are involved.
So I'm gonna find the documents. Before we get about this show, I'm gonna get you the document. I'm gonna show it to you. What happens is so Weber Marketing went to HBCU League Pass and said, hey, I have a show, or Urban Edge Networks at the time. So let me look that up. It's probably on the Urban Edge. So they went to Urban Edge and said, hey, he said, I have some shows for you that I can give to you on your platform, right? To help you build your platform or whatever. Now, come to find out, he put HBCU Game Day underneath one of the platforms he owns. I see people won't believe me until I show you.
Wait. So he has a partnership or ownership into HBCU Game Day?
No, but he put on the document that he did.
A legal document?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm about to send it. So yeah, it gets, I'm telling you, bro, this dude is a scammer, bro. Like, I know, see what happens is I want to say it like this. The only reason he's able to do what he does is because of the connections that he has. Because of the connections that he has with Dr. Charles. So that's the only. How do you think he's okay? Let me ask you this: how do you think he's sponsored by Pepsi? And who else is sponsored by Pepsi? Perry,
the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Wow, what a coinky dink!
You're gonna have to show me. You're gonna have to prove this one to me right here. I hear you. But I'm just speaking as the people.
No, I feel you.
Because you're going at this man. I don't know him. I've seen him around, but you're going at him. In what you're saying, I've never heard of these allegations. I've never heard of this. So
hold on. Give me some time. We're gonna move on. But give me some time. I'm gonna find it.
What was your aha moment that made you look at this whole thing different? Was it the lawsuit itself? Was it you going to that link and it didn't take you to his marketing page? Or?
No, I was. Hold on. Ooh, okay. I got one half of it. Let me send this to myself real quick. I'm trying to find. Let me send this to myself real quick.
Because you done sparked my curiosity now.
Yeah, let me send this to myself real quick. I'm gonna pull it up real quick so you can see. This is half of the battle right here. So in
Battle of the Bands?
No. The document. Yeah, the document. All right. So it says.
What are we looking at here?
All right. I'm sorry. So this is the arbitration case between Weber Marketing Consulting versus Urban Edge Networks, right? So respondent, claimant, so witness who may be called to testify. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know there is a case going on between them two, right? So you had the initial case where the SWAC tried to sue Urban Edge, and then that fell through. And then you had a part where Weber Marketing tried to sue Urban Edge. That fell through. And now you have Urban Edge suing the SWAC and Weber Marketing, right? But I just want to show you in the bottom, it says, these are all people that can be called to testify.
Why did Weber Marketing, after the SWAC tried to sue Urban Edge, is Urban Edge, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Why did then his marketing company come in and try to sue after the fact? What was the deal there?
So the deal was this. So Derek Weber is saying, hey, they made an agreement with me to pay me a certain amount of money for the shows that I was bringing. Well, if you look at the shows, they don't own any of the shows.
What kind of shows are we talking?
We're talking about content.
Content from HBCUs or from whatever?
No, for HBCU shows, like HBCU Game Day, Yard Talk, like public platforms that he did not own, but was selling it to Urban Edge. Like, hey, I got these shows.
He said he owned Yard Talk?
Yes.
That's my boy Jaleel. Well, you know what? It's kind of funny because my boy Jaleel, I've seen him at the Battle of the Bands for the past couple times. So I don't look, you may be putting some dots that I'm trying to connect now.
I'm telling you, if I can find this thing, boy.
Because Yard Talk was making his presence at the same time I was doing On the Yard. And you look, and he's from Chicago, Jaleel. So he and I have talked a lot, but now that you mentioned, I have seen him at the past couple Battle of the Bands.
So I'm telling you, it goes. That's what I'm saying. Like, the funny thing is that people only want to tell narratives that fit them. That's what bothers me about a lot of stuff. Like, Derek Weber is a crooked. Like, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Bama's crooked. And he's cool with McNugget, Dr. Charles. He's cool with Dr. Charles because of the setup that they have, that he gets him sponsorships and everything like that. So they have that bond and connection, but they both crooked. They both crooked.
You're gonna have to prove this one to me, Scott.
I know.
I hear you, but you're gonna have to bring this one forward.
Oh, you know I got you. I got you. So I just want to go on my little 10-minute rant. When I get the documents, when I find the documents, I'm gonna bring them up and we'll get back to it. But let's move on. Now, what we talked about yesterday, right? Group of 5 FCS, everything against the NCAA in that situation. Perry, with everything you've been hearing, with everything we've read, everything we've seen, everything we talked about, what do you feel? What's next?
For who?
For the landscape of college football.
I think the landscape of college football is looking at where are you going to put your games and who you're going to associate when you play your games. FCS is in a unique situation, and when we talk about FCS, let's take away the MEAC and the SWAC, right? Because the MEAC and the SWAC have found their little spot with ABC and ESPN due to the Celebration Bowl and hosting a conference championship, which has kind of shielded and protected them at the same way to make sure that at the end of the day, that they're going to find a way to get $1 out of something, right?
Yeah.
May not be huge amounts, but they found a way to put themselves in a position to sell a product within a culture and put that on the national stage for people to see, for a championship in 2 different ways, and a conference championship and in a bowl game deemed the Celebration Bowl, who you play against the MEAC. Now, the MEAC can kind of have this cake and eat it too, which they did last year, right? The MEAC can go to the Celebration Bowl and play in the FCS National Championship. I mean, in the playoffs. You know, a MEAC team, hypothetically, really, not even hypothetically, a MEAC team can actually go win a national title. They really can. The SWAC obviously cannot because of the conference championship. But then when you look at the landscape of FCS as a whole, when you step away from the HBCUs, it's pretty cut and dry. You either win that championship or it's nothing pretty much in there for you when you look at the playoffs. So it's like, how much money is it really? Because the playoffs actually cost you more than it actually does mean revenue. Who makes the money? If you get to host that home game during the playoffs, right? Montana last year made plenty of money throughout the playoffs because of the games that they hosted and the big name teams that they had come in. So that's the unique situation, I think, when you look at FCS. And there's only a few teams. You kind of see the same teams over and over and over when it comes to the playoffs who actually get that opportunity to host those games. It's the big name school. It's the big name schools who are typically the flagships, right? When you look at the other programs that are within their state, they're typically the big dogs in their state, and everybody got to go to them, i.e. the Montanas and the North and South Dakotas, right?
Yeah.
On the other end, for the group of fives, when it comes to football, are really on the outside looking in. Now we go into this 12-team playoff, right? The group of five, no matter what, can possibly get one team in, and that one team, even at undefeated, better have a damn good reason to why I should say you can get in here because you undefeated. Because if you go undefeated in Conference USA, if you go undefeated in the Sun Belt, right? That don't necessarily mean I'm going to let you in the door into the college football playoffs. So they're kind of in a situation where all these teams are playing college football and do have a shot on the FBS level. It's like, what am I really gaining out of this? Now, I can get money from the bowls, which now we're asking, does the 12-team playoff kill the excitement of the other bowl games? And that's a question I got to ask you, because if I'm a group of five and I'm saying I'm going to play in a bowl game, and let's say I have three teams who are good in group of five, two may have one losses on the season, and one may be undefeated. That one undefeated may or may not even get into the field of 12 for that big time playoff, right?
Yeah.
Now you're looking at the rest of the bowl games, and we're going to see this year. What does bowl games look like up against now a playoff of 12 teams? Is a bowl game even worthy of watching these days? Especially what we've seen the bowl games of the past, just this past year, how many players are opting out because I don't want to play. Even if your team was the fifth best team and you simply didn't make it into the national playoff, like Florida State, everybody sits out. So then you look at the bowl games and say, well, because we traditionally start to see this over the past couple of years of teams and players opting out saying, I don't want to play in it, then how much does it really bring the viewership and the dollars to the bowl games now when you put those up against a 12-team playoff? And now you have that 12-team playoff. How much does it alienate the group of five to keep you out regardless of what type of good season that you have? That is the conundrum, I think, when you look at the group of fives. And then when I say you look at the FCS as a whole, when you talk about the playoffs going for a national championship, if that makes sense what I'm saying.
No, it makes sense. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. We can continue down this road, or I can show you the document. It's up to you.
Well, you got my curiosity on the other one. So, I mean, and if you brought it up and spoke on it, somebody going to run this back and say, well, he said this about this man. So I think now more than ever is the time to put your facts out there, or to back up the opinion that you initially said.
All right. So let me show you the lawsuit. So you see this? Urban Edge plaintiff versus Weber Marketing Consulting, the SWAC Athletic Conference, and Charles McClellan. So this all is wrapped up into this. And you look at the top of it right here, right? It says filed in. Let me go.
And can you do this for me?
Talk to me.
As you talk about this and can you break this down for dummies? When you say when they do this for dummies, I have no clue of what's going on here. So I don't know the connections. I don't know the previous connections. So piece it together, puzzle as a puzzle for me.
Okay. Let me I'm gonna make sure. I'm trying to clean up my screen so everybody can see what I'm doing. All righty. Okay, here we go. So so let me give you a backstory before I go forward. If anybody remembers when the SWAC said, hey, we're suing this company that's coming into it, talking about they can own the rights and things like that, that's how it all started. That lawsuit fell through, and Urban Edge then sued the SWAC and Derek Weber Marketing. The SWAC and Derek Weber Marketing are one, and they're pretty much tied to the hip. Now, I'm not going to go through all the jargon of every part of this. I can do a whole nother episode for that. But what I want you to what I'm trying to get to the point is of Derek Weber's lies and how he be scamming, right? So let's get to the nitty gritty, because I mean, it's I'm telling you, it's a lot. So
yeah, that's a big allegation.
It is. So here we go. Claims for relief, right? This is all the things that Urban Edge is saying that was done to them and they want to get payment for. All right. So let me get to the point. Here we go. All right. Recession of agreement for fraud and the inducement against who? Weber Marketing. I'm going to say that again. Recession of the agreement for fraud and the inducement against Weber Marketing, right? Plaintiff realleges and incorporates that herein by the reference of paragraph on specific dates UNN cannot presently recall, but around the time entered into the agreement with defendant Weber Marketing, who is Derek Weber, and the agreement itself said defendant represented orally and in writing to UNN that he possessed the rights to the market and broadcast events, which was material to UNN's decision to enter into the agreement. So if anybody doesn't understand this, they're saying he said he had rights to broadcast certain things that he did not. These representations were false when made and were known by said defendant to be false when made, allegedly, right? As a direct and proximate result of the defendant's intentional misrepresentations, UNN was injured and damaged in the amount in excess of $75,000, representing the cost of UNN's performance under the agreement, UNN's anticipated lost profits. UNN therefore seeks to rescind the agreement between the parties for fraud and the inducement, together with restitution in the amount of $75,000, right? So there is a contract. Let me take you to the contract. Exhibit 1. Here is the licensing and distribution agreement. Let me zoom in for y'all because I want y'all to see this. It says right here, May 7th, 2021, by between Urban Edge Network and Weber Marketing and Consulting. Are we all on the same page? You staying with me, P?
Yeah, I'm looking at. I got a big screen right here, so I'm able to.
All right, cool. Now, let me get to Weber hereby grants UEN during the term throughout the terrestrial sole exclusive right to license to manufacture, reproduce, sell, rent, lease, license, sublease, distribute, all that, right? So it's pretty much saying grants of rights. That's what the ACC and the ACC and Florida State are battling with the grant. If you see GOR, grant of rights. So this statement is saying that whatever Derek Weber was offering to Urban Edge, he gave them the grant of rights to do what? To transmit, to license, to manufacture, to reproduce, sell, rent, lease, license, sublease, all that. Let's keep it going. The license fee for the grant of rights Weber shall receive from UEN, the license shall be $750,000 for the first year of its initial period. And with respect to all subsequent years of initial period, the license fee shall increase by 5%, right? Okay. UEN should pay Weber a share of 25% of the gross revenue. Let's keep it going. Now, ownership and content. All ownership rights and title in their entire concepts, including but not limited to films, recordings, titles of titles, right? As between Weber and UEN remains vested in Weber. Okay, let's continue on. Now, what's that say right there, P? Let me. I just want to make sure everybody's seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
That look like a signature, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You see that signature?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to make. I don't want nobody to say I ain't. It's about as receipts as possible. Let's continue on.
As of 2021. So this is happening after COVID, right after COVID.
After COVID, right? So here we go. Weber Promotional Services, benefits and rights for National Battle of the Bands. Does he not own that? Okay. Category exclusively. National Battle of the Bands, streaming rights, websites, event media and activation, marketing and media, website and branding, public relations, Twitter, Instagram, all that. Hospitality. Okay. What's this say right here?
Hold on, because I'm waiting. I'm a little lag behind, but I'm looking right here. Okay. HBCU game day streaming, rights, website, and digital branding. So read what he's saying for HBCU game day. This is what he's saying he can offer is Weber marketing.
Yes.
All right. What is he saying for HBCU game day? Oh, he has HBCU Pride Nation. He has Yard Talk. So he's saying he's partnered with them to provide content that they generate, or is he saying he has full ownership?
He's saying he has full ownership of these 3 platforms.
Well, I know Jaleel with Yard Talk and Stephen Gaither with HBCU Game Day. So that would be interesting to have conversations with them to see, what does this look like for them to say that he is saying he has ownership of what I thought they owned? Or did they sell they rights off to him to where, you still the face, but you no longer own? It's like, a company, you can still be on the board of the company, but you no longer run the day-to-day operations.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what this is saying?
No, it's saying he owns outright, right? Because
so he runs HBCU game days.
That's what this paper is saying. That he owns HBCU game day. Why? That's why the grant of rights is so important. That paragraph, because let's go back up top to the grant of rights so you understand what he's saying he owns.
And I think the guy that runs HBCU Pride Nation, I think his name is Travis. He's an A&T graduate, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Travis.
It says, Weber hereby grants to UEN during the term lease interterrestrial sole and exclusive right and license to manufacture, reproduce, sell, rent, lease, license, sublease, distribute, exhibit, broadcast, transmit, bundle with other program, otherwise exploit games, including pregame, postgame show, live, same day, in all formats and versions, including, right, and on to unlimited repeat basis during the term, as well as names, likenesses, logos of teams and participants in games, solely in connection with the distribution, promotion, broadcast of game. Like here we go, coming down further. Other audio-visual recorders and players or via podcasts, other personal, digital, mobile devices, platforms, and services, whether now known or hereafter devised to any customer or audience worldwide. What I'm telling you is facts. This is a signed document by Derek Weber, saying what he owns and what he was about to get paid for by Urban Edge Network in their agreement. So maybe this is new to me. I didn't know he owned HBCU Game Day. I didn't know he owned HBCU Pride Nation. I didn't know he owned Yard Talk 101.
Yeah, all three of those guys. I mean, Jaleel. Well, I thought Jaleel. He's a Virginia State graduate. Yard Talk, and I've known him for years. HBCU Game Day. That's Stephen Gaither. I mean, Winston-Salem State himself, and then HBCU Pride Nation. That's Travis. He went to North Carolina A&T. I mean, could it be under the assumption that all three of them working together sold their intellectual property off to him for returns?
Listen, if any of these platforms have sold themselves to Derek Weber, then he has every right to own these. And there's nothing to this. There's absolutely nothing to this.
So you're questioning, saying that from your knowledge that you don't believe he owns none of those three platforms.
He doesn't own, and from what I've hearing, he doesn't own any one of these platforms.
I mean, I could give Jaleel or Stephen Gaither a call, and I mean, and that's something worth talking to him about as well. Because Jaleel is still filming Yard Talk to this day. He's done it under a different thing now. He's interviewing celebs and going in a different direction. Of course, we know what HBCU Game Day. Now, HBCU Pride Nation, they don't do a lot of streaming, but they're big social media presence when you're talking about Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think he's lying by stating these three as him being the owner?
Absolutely.
That's the discrepancy that you're having.
Absolutely.
Is there anything to go against to say he has no ownership of any of these three?
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't know.
Yeah, but from your recollection, just off top of your head, you don't believe he owns these three.
Absolutely not.
So at what point do you think he would name these three? Is it maybe an agreement he had with them, maybe to be able to say, hey, we can all get money together? I know HBCU Game Day, I see what you're doing. HBCU Pride Nation, I see what you're doing. You have a huge social media presence. Yard Talk, I see what you're doing. Hey, if y'all work with me, I can get you something.
I get what you're saying, P, and I'm just asking. No. I love the devil. No, I love the devil's advocate, and this is the thing for me. And I'm gonna answer your question.
It's informational for me because I know these three sites. I mean, I know the three people who own these, and that's why I'm curious of asking, because I thought they all owned it. So,
well, I thought HBCU Game Day was split between Steven and Tolly. I thought they split that. I don't know how it works.
I think Tolly. Now I don't know the once things move forward, because clearly I think they were under contract or are under contract with the Southwestern Athletic Conference, being the media entity that they are. But Stephen Gaither started that thing. I was with Stephen in the very beginning when he first. So I used to do podcasts, weekly SWAC updates with Stephen when he initially first started that. I thought Tolly Carr was just the talent that he initially brought in to be able to do more on-air talent and take him away from being the on-air talent. I know with Yard Talk with Jaleel, he's the talent and everything else since he started it. You ever seen Yard Talk?
Nah, I never seen it.
He went around to different campuses and basically gave you an inside look at those campuses, like from the Greek life, maybe the band. It was just an inside look to different schools. And then HBCU Pride Nation is just basically all of HBCU content being funneled into this social media site, whether it's Twitter or Instagram. So each one, Yard Talk gives you a presence of the school as itself. HBCU Pride Nation gives you all of the content through social media. And of course, HBCU Game Day gives you the sports package of it. They're the ESPN, so to say, of the HBCU sporting world.
The thing for, well, I don't know how that structure is for HBCU Game Day. I know, Stephen Gaither is the founder of it. I didn't know if he brought him on as a partner or anything like that. But to me, I from what I know and from what I've heard, I do not believe in good, honest judgment that he owns any of these three platforms, and especially not HBCU Game Day. You know what I'm saying? And this is my issue though, P, is that people can come into the SWAC and make deals and do whatever And then if it doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like, they'll call them a scam, or they'll call them, they're swindlers or whatever. But then you actually have people who work with the highest part of the administration who is a swindler himself.
What was did this get settled? Was there a judgment from this lawsuit?
No, it's still going on.
Since 2021.
This is 23. See, it got filed in January of last year.
And this is Urban Edge now on the back end, now countersuing his media company.
Yes.
But the SWAC is not involved in this counter.
The SWAC is involved in this.
So this is Urban Edge countersuit to his marketing company and the SWAC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the SWAC. It's in the beginning right here on the top. It's the SWAC and Derek Weber. See, Weber Marketing and Consulting, Southwestern Athletic Conference, and Charles McClellan. So they're all involved in this lawsuit.
So this is a battle of intellectual property.
No, not necessarily. Some of this battle is off of is tortious interference. And if you don't know what tortious interference, I've been schooling y'all for the last 2 years on it. It's where companies, I cannot knowingly interfere with your contract, right? So going back to the SWAC, the Southern Heritage Classic, the SWAC knowingly involved themselves in the contract between Tennessee State and Jackson State. That is tortious interference. So Urban Edge was working a deal with Pepsi. The SWAC, Charles McClellan, interceded and told the SWAC and told Pepsi, "Hey, don't work with them." Right? Like, don't. Hey, nah, we don't know them. Don't work with them. Blah blah blah. Whoop de whoop.
Did Urban Edge at any point go to Pepsi as though they were already like saying like I work with the SWAC? Or you know how you can go to somebody and give word of mouth like, yeah, I know him. Oh, if you know him, then you good with me. And then they come back and say, I don't even know him.
So the issue is this. They were going on behalf of Grambling, right? They were going on behalf of Grambling to Pepsi to get a deal from Pepsi to Grambling individually.
Gotcha.
Right? Because Pepsi has a deal with okay, let me kind of break this down. I'm gonna blow this up real quick. So let me explain to you in the Barneyest sense of how Dr. Charles is screwing the SWAC, right? So Dr. Charles will go to Pepsi and say, hey, give me $2 million to sponsor the SWAC. And Pepsi's like, okay, cool. I'll give you $2 million. $2 million for 12 teams. I can do that. So now that $2 million gets put in the pot, and now you got to spread that $2 million out to 12 teams. What Urban Edge is trying to do is say, bump that, make a deal with Grambling. Give Grambling $1 million deal in itself without the middleman of the SWAC, right? Because now you're taking away money that Grambling could be getting individually.
Because Grambling feel like maybe their value ain't of Mississippi Valley. I'm just using.
Yeah, I get you. Of just the group of the collective. I can make more money individually because now you feel like I can. Pepsi's like, I can get more bang for my buck. Whoever gets hot, I'm already good because I done signed them all. You see what I'm saying? It's like Pokemon. I done caught them all. So I'm good on that. It's the same thing with, I keep saying it's the same thing with the GMC deal with the SWAC. Instead of a school individually having a deal with the car company, you got to go through the SWAC with GMC. And what they decide to pay the SWAC is what the SWAC then decides to pay everybody else. So these deals aren't in the best value for some of the schools individually. You see what I'm saying? So it's understanding the business. A lot of the schools are just lazy, right? They're like, well, the commissioner is going to do it for us. And when you have somebody at the top who don't know what they're doing, and then you partner that with somebody who be scamming like Derek Weber, allegedly, right? Then you have a recipe for disaster.
And you only feel that Weber is scamming because he put those three entities as though he's the owner of those three entities. That was your red flag.
That was my red flag in the beginning. And this is my thing. If that was anybody else who didn't have a connection to the commissioner, would they be working with them? This is my whole issue. It's like, Dr. Charles be out sending emails to everybody, don't work with him. He's in a current lawsuit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Derek Weber just blatantly lied on a form and a document saying he owns some stuff. What else is he lying about? Listen, all I do is just give people information and you come up with your opinion for yourself. All I'm saying is this, and I'm going to keep saying it. Y'all can be as happy as you want for Dr. Charles and what he's done for the SWAC, and he got us out the red and all that. But y'all have never been in so many lawsuits in your life.
Type in who owns HBCU games. That's something on Google that can be just searched, like ownership of HBCU game day or ownership of y'all of any one of those. You good?
Oh, yeah. Oh, here it came up real quick.
It shows ownership, who owns it.
That's what it says right here. I'm about to pull it up right now. Oh. Stephen Gaither is the founder and news director of HBCU Game Day, multi-million standard. Gaither is also the veteran journalist and blogger. Tally Carr is the general manager. Gaither founded HBCU Game Day. Carr joined the company 2 years later. Carr has helped to grow the brand across multiple platforms.
I mean, the founder, but who? I mean, I could have founded McDonald's. Don't mean I'm currently the owner of McDonald's.
Okay. Okay, let me see this then. Let's go. So if he owns it, it should be under. You would think it'll be in his LinkedIn. Can we agree on that? Maybe not. Maybe
if it's updated, if he's been using it.
I mean, I don't see.
But clearly, it's not on there.
There's no website. Anytime I click on anything Weber Marketing and Consulting.
Do this then. Type in Derek Weber HBCU Game Day.
Okay.
This may say, if you click on that, maybe it will say where it says the HBCU National Battle of the Bands lineup. Maybe it would say HBCU Game Day owner. I don't know.
I'm gonna go to this one first, and then I'm gonna go to yours.
Increasing reach. What is that? Hold on. What was that? Okay.
Yeah, it says right here, Weber Marketing, increasing reach influence of HBCU sports business.
Let's look at that. There may be some details in that then. This is an article that obviously.
All right, let me see here. Let me zoom in. Offers latest example, increase Charlotte Business Journal. Charlotte sports marketing entrepreneur Deborah has spent years carving out significant niche with HBCUs, including Battle of the Bands event, big enough to fuel Houston's NFL stadium. Weber and business partners decided to start a companion documentary series titled Behind the Scenes of Stories, blah, blah, blah. The HBCU, the agency has 33 other HBCUs that are part of the Battle of the Bands program. The Battle of the Bands event started in 2010 in Charlotte, but in 2009 relocated to Houston at NRG Stadium. Battle of the Bands has generated close to $1 million for scholarships participating.
Type in, let's do this then. But that's HBCU game. That ain't the only one that was mentioned. Type in owner of Yard Talk or whatever, you know. Beyond Brands, what is that? He is a senior executive in sales and marketing and for healthcare companies.
Oh, white man.
Oh no, yeah. His site worked.
What was the other one?
HBCU Pride Nation.
Let me just do who's the owner.
Yeah, of HBCU. And it should be Travis. I can't think of Travis' last name. Travis Jackson.
Who is it? Let me see. Who's the owner of Yard Talk 101?
Jaleel.
Yeah, you called it.
So that's what I'm saying. Have they sold their rights?
You know these people.
I know them. I mean, I never knew this. So when you bring this to me, that's why I'm questioning, because I know Stephen Gaither. I know Travis. I know Jaleel. That's how long I've been around the space. I mean, when I got kicked off around 2014, all of those guys were doing their thing. Respect. We all were in that same HBCU space before people was really just social media HBCU space or YouTube space.
Yeah.
Jaleel and I talked a lot because as I was doing On the Yard, he was kicking off Yard Talk. Now, On the Yard was based off of Southern. Yard Talk, he was going around to different HBCUs, which gave him a lot more leverage than myself. HBCU Pride Nation was using content from everybody and funneling it through social media. And then, of course, Stephen Gaither, when I first got with him, it was simply HBCU sports, him podcasting and writing articles.
Yeah.
Because I initially got started with Jared Carter with HBCU Digest. I even found out about all of this stuff, you know, initially in 2011. So this is interesting, the fact that I'm just thinking, did he reach out to all three parties saying, look, I see what y'all capable of doing. If you get under my umbrella, there can be some type of way I can have a kickback to you from the partnership that I have.
That's a possibility.
Because I have seen Jaleel at the National Battle of the Bands, the past two. I actually saw him at the one last year. He saw me and we walked and we talked.
That's a possibility.
So I'm just, I'm asking, you know.
No,
here.
It's a possibility. I don't believe it.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
But it's a possibility. No, it's a possibility. No, it's definitely a possibility. But okay, hang with me on the other side.
Okay.
If it's not, then what?
Outside, not what?
If he doesn't have the relationship to say, hey, I got these guys media rights, and he put these guys stuff down, then what? Because I feel as though Dr. Charles is going to make he's going to, oh, you know, it's not going, because what do my old black folks say? birds of a feather flock together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm locked up in a lawsuit with you and you did wrong and I did wrong, is anybody ever right? Because I don't, if does he get a pass? Like, because he lied, he tried to swindle some people? Like, I'm understanding, because to me, that's just shady business. So to me, it's like, if you're capable of doing that, what else are you capable of doing? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You started a conversation. I like to see more in depth with this conversation to get I guess for me, because look, you've obviously seen this and went over. This is my first time hearing about it and seeing it. And by no means am I picking sides. It's just curious that I know those three entities. I don't know Derek himself. I've seen him around, because when I'm at the Battle of the Bands, I've seen him. But I know those entities that own HBCU Pride Nation, HBCU Game Day, and Yard Talk. So the fact that I know they started it from the ground up, but in my mind, because I've had people reach out to me and say, hey, if you work along with me, you know, and give me X, Y, and Z, I can give you this in return. And I have said no to people before and said, no, I still want everything that I have on me. I thank you, but no thank you. I'm not sure. And I will be curious to see. First of all, I think who will be interested, I like to talk to, is either Jaleel or Stephen Gate, the two guys that I know I have a relationship with. But it now makes me interested, because I have seen Jaleel at the National Battle of the Bands. I don't think I saw Stephen Gate there at the National Battle of the Bands, but I do know HBCU Game Day is in partnership, or maybe under contract, if I'm not mistaken, with the Southwestern Athletic Conference for what they do in terms of bringing content. Which is why I think you see heavy either Jackson State or FAMU. They're riding on whoever can channel in the most views. And FAMU fell right into place with Jackson State level with all the controversy. It just worked out perfect. From what's happening now to Willie Simmons, it worked out perfect. And I've always said that same love isn't spread, I thought, around the rest of the conference. But that's neither here nor there when it comes to this conversation, though.
So Todd Brown, the chief executive, he just texted me. He said he's watching the show. He said, we formally asked for proof of ownership or grant of rights. He never responded after 3 attempts. We then sent a termination notification. He called Hardy and agreed. Then he sent me a lawsuit claiming we breached him for contract, seeking full value of the multi-year deal that he could not deliver anything against.
Who is Hardy?
No, they're partners. The partner of Mr. Brown.
Okay.
So yeah, they're partners for Urban Edge.
So he did not provide the information, and since he didn't provide it, he was willing to just throw his hands up.
No. So what happened is Derek didn't provide the rights, the grant of rights that he had for these companies, and then they proceeded to terminate the deal with Derek. When they terminated the deal with Derek, he then sued them for not following through for the contract. They are now countersuing him because he never provided proof of ownership of said platforms.
So this is just a back and forth thing. What is the outcome? What would Urban Edge like for the outcome to be?
Well, I think talking to Todd and Hardy, they don't want to break the SWAC. That's not their goal, right? Like, they don't want to cripple the SWAC because it doesn't make sense. If you're a businessman trying to help HBCUs and you cripple the conference, that don't help anybody. They're willing to go to mediation to figure out a way, a cause to get around it. But we'll see how that goes. I think they're in the process of mediation right now, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
And what does Weber, in your opinion, want in his suit against Urban Edge?
He doesn't have a suit against Urban Edge. That got dismissed.
Okay, it got dismissed.
Okay.
Okay.
If I can't speak for them for Derek, but if it was me, I would want to smash no Diddy. I would want to punish no Diddy. I would want to
all the way no Diddy.
I would want to kill his company. That's just me. That's how I would do it. That's how I would get down. You know what I'm saying? So,
how much other stuff is Weber marketing entrenched when it comes to? I mean, we see the Battle of the Bands. What else in the HBCU space is he incorporated in?
SWAC championships. He does the marketing. I saw him at the FAMU SWAC championship. He does all that behind the scenes stuff with the setting up and all that with the marketing for the SWAC championship.
So his marketing firm is supposed to market the game the same way like this.
It runs all the event. It runs the event for the SWAC championship.
Okay.
So pretty much all the SWAC championships, guess who runs them? Exactly.
All right. So this is a homeboy hookup.
Straight homeboy hookup.
Okay, I got you. Okay. It ain't about what you know. It's about, well, it ain't even about who you know. It's about who know you.
That's even better.
I can say I know him all day, but if I bring his name up to you, oh yeah, I know him. More so than I'm saying I know you. Okay. Yeah. I'm just asking. I don't know nothing. Like I'm curious because you be unraveled. You know, you unearth stuff, and when you get my curiosity, I haven't quite been able to connect all the dots, but you definitely got my attention right now.
I'm curious to see where this ends up. If I'm being honest, if it goes where I think it should go, to where I don't think it's going to go to trial. I think there's probably going to be a mediation. I think Dr. Charles needs to resign. To me, you can't be in this many lawsuits. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, you're in a lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. Like,
who all is the SWAC in lawsuits with?
He was in a lawsuit with the Southern. He was in a lawsuit with the Heritage Classic people.
Okay.
Because the Jacks, they had to pay them out to get out that contract.
Yeah, that was
Fred Jones. He's in a lawsuit with Fred Jones. He's in a lawsuit with Urban Edge. Like,
UAPB should have sued the conference too if I was me.
Should have sued them too.
But I know they was like, you know what? It's okay. It's all right. But yeah, it left them out to dry.
So it's all of that. It is all of that. So we'll see where. I mean,
Well, you brought up some shit. When you called the man a scammer, I just wanted to see, what angle. I'm always about the angle. Like shit. You put him on Front Street right quick on your, and I don't know, so I'm not here to protect nobody. I like that. I'm a question asking person. So when you bring that, I'm like, well, damn, tell me more. You know
what I'm saying? But hey, I got to take the kids to tutoring. Shoot, I'm about to be hella late, man. Last thing, Perry, before we get up out of here.
Man, hey, enjoyed the show, man. I hope everybody enjoyed it as well. You can follow me on On the Yard Network. On the Yard Network, you can follow me at the Jaguar Journal. All of those on social media, YouTube. And hey, man, I enjoyed doing this with you, Scotty. So
always, man, appreciate you for always giving me your time, man. I appreciate that, man. And listen, I absolutely enjoy doing these shows with you as well. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm a holler. God bless.